To the show! Love that response. Hello everyone, welcome to Adventurers Wanted Undergods. Thank you for joining us for an evening of D&D. Do most people in this room know what D&D is? Yeah? Most people kind of familiar nods and stuff. For those of you who might be watching on the stream, because we are recording this as well, so you know, Dungeons and Dragons, basically the people to my left and right all play their own unique individual characters with special things they're particularly good at, bad at, etc. And they will play those roles. Meanwhile, I will be the Dungeon Master and I will play the rest of the world, the people that they meet and the places they go, the things they do, all that kind of exciting stuff. And when we want to try and do things, people are going to roll dice, normally these 20-sided ones. And if they roll a 20, then it's automatically cool and successful and incredibly slick and wonderful.
I'd like to send it to you.
Oh, God.
Yeah, we call 20s Davids.
Yeah.
And
No, because I've never rolled one. That's not fair.
And if they roll a 1, as my shirt suggests, it's really bad, it's terrible, it's embarrassing, it's probably harmful, etc. And through we call 20s Davids, we also call 1s Davids.
Which is confusing, but fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Either way, you crit.
And with that, we tell a ridiculous high-stakes adventure. Additionally, just like some housekeeping, we'll run till about 10:30. Kind of depends on the decisions these folks make over the next few hours, the precise length of the show. But we will break roughly halfway through, around 8:30ish or thereabouts, for a little bit of a break. However, if you want to go to the bathroom, get drinks, etc. during then, that's absolutely fine. We are totally cool with people moving about and in and out during the show. We like to keep things relatively relaxed. Yeah, and also if there's any point at which you're going, I don't understand why that's happening or what's going on, feel free just to kind of call out, because we're always happy to answer questions and say about what's actually working on mechanically with what we're doing. I'm just going to check this next bit because it is a specially written bit that I definitely need to get right. Yes, there we go. We play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with a range of gender and sexual identities. Our tables are trans positive and we encourage and champion trans players and characters in our games. Myself and the players may portray characters of a different gender to our own, and we aim to avoid misgendering, but we acknowledge it does happen and we have a policy in place for correcting it. So if we miss an instance though, we're open to being corrected, so do feel free to call out if you think there's one that's been missed. Right. So I'm going to ask you all to introduce your characters, then we're going to do a little recap of last month, which was the first episode of this campaign, and then we'll get into it. If we can start over this side with Tom, if you could say your name, pronouns, character name, character pronouns, and a little bit of flavour about them.
Good evening. My name is Tom. I use he, him pronouns. I play Polaris, who also uses he, him pronouns. Polaris is a water genasi, so if you're not hugely familiar with that, sort of like a water, like elemental / genie / typey thing. If you imagine a sort of 6-footish humanoid with quite translucent skin underneath, which you can very clearly see sort of like seawater moving all around him, and like forget about bones, there's probably some in there, but that would look really weird. So, it's a slightly rule of cool image I'm going for.
Forget about bones.
Yeah, I don't know, full of salt water.
Forget what you knew about bones.
Forget what you knew about bones. I'm a genasi, come on.
Also, what flavour is he?
Cheese and onion. Good. But salted was right there. He is low hanging. He is a salty sea dog. He is a privateer, which is a legal pirate. If you're not familiar with that, you probably are. Which means he has been assisting the residents of these isles via various contracts for many years. He likes to be at sea with his ship, but he said goodbye to his ship, leaving it in the capable hands of his first mate, so he could take this mission, because, well, the price was right.
David, do you want to go while I look at your phone?
Hello. I'm David. I use he, him pronouns. I'm playing a character named Tenda Levankir, who is a tiefling. Currently 15 59 years old?
59 years
59 years old.
Nice.
Thanks to some jiggery pokery that we'll go into on the recap. Father of one, a teenager who he has left in an inn because it seems safer, but I'm regretting that decision as the seconds tick by. And has already been on a big long quest to save the world, and is retired to a little shack in the woods, but was called in for just one more job. And it's going really badly. Nearly died once. Really used to having his partner Calpurnicus Joy in on the action, who would save him at every available opportunity. And since they're not here, it's all gone really badly. So yeah,
But does have a character sheet.
Yay! So we can mechanically begin.
My name's Chloe, and I use she, her pronouns, though throughout the episode I will be playing people with different pronouns and names.
My name's Hannah. I use she, her pronouns. I play Phoebe, who also uses she, her pronouns. And Phoebe is a sort of 19-year-old Aasimar cleric whose dad is way cooler than your dad. And Phoebe is fresh out of basically the temple where she was brought up, and is feeling pretty great about how things are going.
Do you want to clarify who your dad is?
Yeah, my dad is a god. In fact, we are all descendants or related to, in some way, gods. And my dad is kind of like Apollo in the sense that he controls light and sort of regeneration and healing, and is, a bit divinely AWOL.
Yeah.
Haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Phoebe.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Chris, and I'm using they, them pronouns, and I play Rathar, who is a changeling, which means that they can change their form into many different forms, some of which you will encounter today. Rathar is gender fluid, and the pronouns will change throughout, and I'll try and keep you all updated, but do ask if you need to. Rathar's an edgelord. I have nothing more to add.
Is that a set class? Or?
Yeah, I've got it here. Yeah. +3 to snark checks.
Minus to charisma.
shots fired.
Oh, and I should say, Rathar, every time they change form, the only thing that remains is their glasses.
Right. So, hello, my name is Griff. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing something currently known as Aware. Which, yeah, might have been a dad joke from our salty sea dog. Aware is a changeling. Their pronouns shift depending on what they look like and like the job that they're trying to do. So they genuinely don't care what you use. And they aren't really sure what they are right now due to huge upheaval in our last meeting. So at the moment, they look like a rather grim-faced tabaxi of indiscriminate origin.
Cool. Chazz, can we get a little bit of background music? So, in last month's episode, you were all brought together. Some of you already knew each other. Some of you were entirely new to the group. Brought together by Hearth, a somewhat elderly fire genasi from the organization The Tree, who basically have, amongst other things, kept a little bit of an eye on all of you throughout your lives. Because you are individuals, since you're descended from gods, with very unique and considerable power. And sometimes they just want to make sure that that kind of stuff's kept in check. But in this instance, they had a stronghold where they kept various magical items, and it had been broken into, and essentially no one who'd been sent there to check it out had come back alive, or indeed at all. And so you were all gathered. I believe it was Tender who said, this is your crack team: an ape, a teenager, a retiree, a pirate, and Alan Bennett. Just describing the kind of
Who
crew that had
exists
been
in this
assembled.
world.
Look forward to it.
Yes.
The great wizard Alan Burnett.
And you set sail down a nearby river, having left this entire floating city made essentially of bridges and buildings lashed together, and went to this ruin where you found a very inept dwarf or gnome, I think, who mainly threw a lot of axes into walls and missed everyone else around, a slightly weird, threatening human man, and a hound horror who, amongst other things, dragged you inside this strange monument that aged you 6 years in 6 seconds. And having killed all of them, destroyed all of them, taken various notes from their bodies that have given you some information potentially about what this group, which you've heard referred to as the New Dawn, it gave you some clues as to what they were up to. And Hannah, with her abilities, burnt down this wooden monument that had aged tender so, and you all stood as dusk fell in the flames as it burnt down, and this sword, which you had heard of, the Sword of Ghosts, just bound to the top of this monument as it burnt, just with a slight tink, fell to the ground. And Tender, you are the one closest to it.
Yeah.
And you decide to, do you
I did wrap my hand
Yes.
in a feeble attempt
Yes.
to ward off ancient magics.
being aware that this
with
is
a glove.
an incredibly magical and powerful item, you wrap your hand in some leather.
Yeah.
Your now slightly more wrinkled, slightly more weathered hand in some leather. And
I mean,
pick
it's
up.
6 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like,
Dude, look at me 6 years ago. I'm slightly more withered, slightly
that's
more red.
you pick up the Sword of Ghosts, and there was a roll that I made David make just beforehand, a wisdom saving throw, but it was an 8 on the dice. And so when you pick this up, you're aware, because I think it was you who did a very good Arcana roll, that the Sword of Ghosts was actually forged by a mage, Ivera Estella, who forged it from the souls of her enemies so that they could not be resurrected.
Great.
And as you pick up this sword, as your hand wraps around the hilt, to you it feels like hours. To everyone else, it's 6 seconds. But Tender is frozen. Tender doesn't move as these screams reverberate round your head of people who have been trapped inside that sword for centuries and are so rarely heard. And it's hours and hours of this coursing through your veins. And then suddenly something jolts. And it's not the screams of people, it's the screams of seagulls. And you begin to wake up, and you are in the boat, gifted to the group by the tree, as you are sailing on your way to Kozlaman, which is where the group decided to go, having found various bits of information, having found notes mentioning the Barrenlands, an area in the south of the country, and Polaris knowing that you can't get there solely by boat because the seas around that area are so cold they become frozen entirely. And so you're making your way towards Kozlaman, and you've all had a long rest, if any of you need to know that.
Boom.
Post that
Super
fact.
restful.
Yes, and you have just been haunted by nightmares of picking up that sword, which, after picking up, was then placed in a bag of holding that Aware has in the screw top head of a broom.
No longer.
Oh.
I remember I disassembled the broom before we started combat last time, so it's currently a bag of holding containing the head of a broom.
Okay.
Amongst other things, including this incredibly powerful arcane weapon.
Good.
Yeah, which will be fine.
That broom head is going to be totally fine.
Great.
The broom of doom.
So you start, you having sailed for a few hours, probably under the wise experience of Polaris. Yep, just like that.
Tom, it's a river. Why are you steering?
Drifting.
The clouds start to pale overhead. It's now morning of the next day. You can hear the sounds of seagulls ahead, of heavy ropes thudding on jetties. There's the smell of the fresh fish that has been caught and is being brought into port. Feel free to roll in terms of whether any of you have been to Cosmo before. Polaris definitely would have. It's a very common port because it's one of the few places in the Barrenlands that you can actually make port.
Rolling?
So I should roll if I've definitely
History.
been.
Oh no, you've definitely been here.
So
You
And
know this
I
place.
definitely haven't.
Okay.
20. Non-natural.
Okay.
14.
14.
A non-natural 21.
So,
How often do you play?
thanks for clarifying that was non-natural though, on your 20-sided dice.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Listen, things have been going weird, all right? Not okay.
So all of you actually, apart from Hannah, have been here, though aware probably only briefly. It's quite a small place. It's walled off from the Barrenlands. You know that people here are quite fond of gambling. It's a way to pass the time. They're normally quite bored here. But people here are typically relatively friendly, and it's a lot of kind of thatched and stone houses. And indeed, are you going to, I assume, just kind of lash up the boat on one of the small jetties? It's not that hard to notice that there are people nearby just kind of looking at you, whispering, getting coins out, comparing, looking at you again.
With that history roll, is there any chance I would know where to get the stiffest drink in this place?
Oh yeah, the Weary Traveller, the Weary Adventurer even. It's a tavern run by Vanashtai.
I'm going there. I'm not even, I'm probably, the ship is barely hitting the edge of the dock. And
Oh, you're awake then.
Yeah, I'm awake. I just, Sword's been put in a bag, right?
How many fingers am I holding up? I would like to hold up no fingers.
Roll perception. Just in case you're having a bad day. That's cocked.
That's an 11.
My arm is by my side.
Yeah. I think with an 11, that's enough to
12.
tell. Yeah, no fingers, no hands, no arms.
Hundreds and thousands of them. God, there's so many. They're all screaming.
Why don't we get you a drink?
Yeah.
I've stepped forward. I'm currently in the form of Gwendolyn, a half-elf bard, using she. And she steps up and links an arm with you. Come on, let's find you a drink.
Yes, please. I like this one.
Lovely.
So, following the two of them, before we would have drawn into view of the port,
Sure.
Aware would have changed into the shape of an elderly human woman. She is wearing kind of a mass of drapery, cowls, shawls, types of things, largely just obscuring the body, leaning heavily on a staff. And the only really distinctive feature about this person's face is that there is an ear in the middle of their forehead.
What?
Would you like to explain mechanically what that is about in terms of what we've discussed?
Yeah, sure. So does that include...
It's an ear. Mechanically speaking, it's an ear.
It's in the middle.
Do you have
There is
Wait.
a very
do they have
specific-
normal ears as well?
Yes,
Yes.
it's an
Okay.
additional
Is there
ear.
an eardrum in the middle of your forehead?
No, there's an ear in the middle of my forehead.
Does it have a channel to a sort of central eardrum?
It's just a human lady that happens to have an ear in the middle of her
I'm
forehead.
not judging. Just the mechanics.
Some might say, if you were to look at what name would this person go by?
Oh gosh, you probably wouldn't have picked one yet. Let's call her Martha.
Martha. Martha, if you were to look at Martha, you might say she has an unsettling visage, which is a mechanical thing, but the way that Griff has chosen to play it is because their character can do things that not all changelings can, because their god, their deity, is one of change, evolution, and chaos, can do stuff like put an ear in their face.
Okay, basically.
It's going to be quite... it's going to be off-putting for any NPCs. That's just how it works.
There is statistical truth where if a crime is committed by a person who is wearing a bandage on their face, more likely than not, what's going to be remembered about that person is not their face, but the bandage. If you talk to a lady with an ear in the middle of her face, what are you going to remember?
I'm so glad that's what you said, rather than there is a statistical likelihood that someone could actually just have an ear.
In an infinite universe of infinite possibilities.
No.
So
He's a genie!
We're not really using that word anymore.
you're both going to the pub. You're following and you have an ear in your face. What are Polaris and Hannah doing?
What a steer word?
I'm a pubby person.
Okay.
I mean, apparently you said there was like an instant, obvious choice to get a drink in this town.
Yeah, it's so
Polaris
small
would know
that there's
that too.
kind of one tavern for the locals and one tavern for people who are visiting, hence the weary adventurer.
Right.
Yeah.
Oi, let's get weary.
I'm excited to get amongst it, I think. After.
You were saying that out loud as a character. I'm excited to get amongst it.
No, if I did that, it would. I'm excited to get amongst it, actually. There we go.
Back at uni.
So, as you walk through, because you know this place so well, and it's not that hard, there's maybe like 3 main streets in Cosleman. As you walk through, you do all look, like, even ear notwithstanding, very out of place here. The combination of all of you, and money is actually changing hands between people here, going like, I think they're all traveling with that one, and like he's really rich, and they're just like with him, or no, that one's definitely like a prisoner, and they're all bodyguards or something. And just as you walk through, and then you get to the Weary Adventurer. It's quite a standard tavern. It's very early in the morning, so actually not many people are in there. But you can swing the door open.
I absolutely do.
And behind the bar is quite a tall, broad, blue-skinned individual with a broad nose, who you definitely remember as Vanashtai, who is a Kalashtar and uses they/them pronouns.
Tender hasn't blinked, I don't think, and the entire journey has almost been propped up by, remind me of the character's name again.
Gwendolyn. At this instance,
has been propped up by Gwendolyn most of the way there, and just falls onto the bar and looks up and just starts tearing up, looking up at the bartender, and just goes, the usual.
2 of your stiffest, I think.
Does remember you.
Oh my. Remembers me.
Hard to miss that, Tash.
Damn right.
Was it a hard sail here? What's tender?
Yes. You remember me? Just
course.
flowing. I don't look that different, do I? Since the last time you saw me.
I mean, that's a 9 if you want to roll against it. Yeah, so they do say, no, it's just, just look a bit tired.
Yeah.
Right.
You've got some lovely laughter lines now. Really suits you.
From all the laughing. From all the laughing I've been doing.
Definitely.
Right.
That's what it is.
So
No,
sorry,
he's old.
the usual +2 of the stiffest?
Oh no, just 1 each.
Just bring the bottle of the stiff. Bring me the stiff.
Right, okay, tender. And goes round the back and then actually comes out with like this very beautiful bottle that has gold inlay and such like, so it has one of those little tops that kind of pops off but never actually detaches because it's attached by gold metal around things. So, a bottle of the stiffest. There you go. First couple are on the house since it's...
Of bottles?
No. Sorry, first couple of drinks.
Yeah.
And then takes out 2 very, very small glasses,
I
putting
pour
one in
us
front of each
both
of you.
one and just push it gently over and go, there you go, down the hatch.
I'm gonna eat the glass. I'm not gonna eat the glass. That's weird.
You realise you've just aged. You've only aged. You haven't become someone who eats glass.
I aged 6 years in 6 6 seconds and then spent hours listening to the tormented screams of the victims of goodness knows who.
Okay, yeah, you've had a rough one.
It's been a weird day.
Can you roll me?
And I haven't called my daughter yet, and I've got to do it before I get drunk.
Or could you roll me a con save, please? This is the stiffest.
It's canonically the
Oh
stiffest.
God, that's a 4.
I don't think you're going to get to call your daughter before you get drunk, David.
I'll just have one just to settle my nerves.
You're
Then I'll give her a call.
you are so drunk.
I'm going to start. The loot I have magically created in my hand is not actually there. I'm going to be playing and singing quietly to Tender to try and calm him down. Something like this.
Okay. That's very good.
I left my loot on the boat.
23 on performance.
Oh, that's nice. You one of them bards?
Oh, sort of.
Oh, that's a weird question to weird answer to a straightforward question.
I just don't want to lie to you. We've only just met.
Oh, well, I appreciate that. I assume the rest of you have followed in.
Martha has popped herself on a stool directly the other side of Tender. It's taken a little bit of a sit up as well. She's quite hunched over. Could you do us a cup of tea?
Absolutely. I could. I've rolled for it, has managed to not look directly at the ear. But definitely is really weirded out by that. But does
the words I.
goes and puts like quite a big kettle just on a hob that's actually behind the bar, and then just clicks and a little flame, and it'll start to boil in a moment.
Oh, that's very impressive. That is well done.
Oh, I've picked up some tricks, here and there.
Gosh, where have you learned that then?
Oh, that was from my mate Paulette, actually, just up in Odevout. It was just a cute little thing.
Turns and looks at Gwyneth. What do we know Paulette then? Have we met her?
I don't think so. I think I would have heard of her.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
I'm sorry.
Can I roll history to see if I see if I know the song?
Sure.
That is being played. That is a 13.
Oh, it's a classic. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Rath knows shit all about music.
Oh, are you playing Mr. Brightside or Wonderwall? Is that what you're doing?
And the two songs Gwen knows.
Very important. Which one?
Wonderwall.
Okay.
Yeah, that feels more tonally after all.
Tender will be singing along.
You know it, David. Go on.
Polaris and...
Polaris would like to get to the bar and then kind of... Have you ever drunk in an establishment like this before?
Yes.
Not you. You visibly have.
You literally met in a bar last time.
I couldn't see Tom. That's Claire.
When are you just going to see me?
Phoebe sort of like pulls herself together a little bit and goes, "Yeah, loads of times."
Roll deception.
Okay, that's not awful.
Roll insight if you want to contest.
22.
Better than me. I got a non-natural 20 and I was quite proud of myself.
I think on the strength of that then, on the strength of the clearly wanting a great deal to not be thought to be having, but also knowing that it is indeed the first time.
Yeah.
I think he goes, all right, I'll order. What are you having?
Whatever you're having. Yeah, I'm sure you've got great taste. The more she speaks, the worse.
I am
it gets.
99.5% salt.
Oh.
Congratulations.
Just that has an impact on my taste, just so you're aware. And I'd like to flag down
How
in
you
world.
taste or your sense of taste?
I said what I said. I'd like. We're by the sea.
Yeah.
I'd like to flag down Yeah, flag down in-world grog, please. So watered down rum, basically.
Watered down rum. Okay, because you've been here before, are you going for the nice grog or the grog grog? Because the grog grog is watered down with seawater.
She did say whatever I'm having.
Okay.
I want the seawater.
Oh.
Right. So,
It's more refined, actually.
No, it isn't.
Vanashtai, to be honest, you're a privateer. You've sailed through this port a few times. Vanashtai recognizes you and just subtly, just kind of basically is going to get like a tankard and just lean over, and there's like a small open barrel. Two of these, and then bosh.
You hear
in
that?
front
It's like
of
a
the two
fresh
of you.
ship being put out to sea.
Oh, lovely. Cheers.
Your health.
Takes a drink. I'm going to roll and see if I
Yeah,
like
it's
it or
so
not.
salty.
I do not like it.
It's somehow both salty and it also stings. It's horrible. It's like sandpaper, but the roughness is from salt. Just. Oh, you're not used to that. That's right. Are you
Just
all
went
right?
down the wrong way. I'm fine.
Oh. Let me and just put some water in front of you.
Chugs.
Is it also salt water?
No, that was a nat 20 on realising that
God.
she didn't want salt water.
So we just arrived. What's the word around town?
Well, what do you mean the word?
Oh, what's going on? What sort of tales are people telling as they wander through?
You know what he means.
She means.
You know what they mean. Darling.
What she mean?
You know, all of them.
What's happened, love?
I was supposed to be gone for a couple of days. And I've lost half a decade of time with my family.
Right. Look. And then picks up what's just boiled, passes you a cup of tea, and then gets some mysterious beans and puts them in there, grinds them up, pours boiling water, and goes, maybe that'll.
I love a mysterious being. Don't tell me what they are. I want to keep them mysterious.
Okay, love. Right.
I think that I lean in and go, what are they? Just like really quietly, like, what are they?
You're a bad influence on my daughter is what they are. You're a wrong un.
Take it from me, she's not.
Yes, Hannah is best friends with Tender's daughter, just to complicate things.
We're best friends.
We're
Leans over and just goes, oh, it's this special stuff we get shipped in. It's from one of the islands. Stuff grows on trees and stuff, and you put it in. It helps. It's restorative.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't worry.
What happens?
What happens?
With my bean juice.
You drink coffee. It's
You
fine.
drink coffee.
I was going to say, is it?
Yeah, you drink coffee and you start to sober up a bit.
Oh, I thought it was like magic bean juice.
Yes, the DM is serving you coffee. Sober up.
Don't worry.
That's
I'll
a nat
wait.
20.
Yeah.
That's a nat 20 ever.
It's a David.
It's a David.
I'm good.
Go.
I will wait until 4 sessions later where you've forgotten all about this, and then you will get magic bean juice.
Yay.
Going back to Gwendolyn. Oh, so, well, to be honest, not much. That one who's in the lighthouse is still being a little bit of a fuss, and Theristea keeps getting on her high horse with all of this, like, keeps trying to make things, and I don't think, like, she's a mage. She shouldn't be making things. She should just be magicking things, you know. It's a little bit strange. Oh, and there was that thing with, lovely Krisha. It was she came back. She was here just for a tiny bit last night, and then just, off. Don't know where. Apparently, she went over the wall, which I don't know why anyone would want. Well, I do know a little bit. Obviously, my wolves came from there. They're such darlings. I love them. But I don't know why someone would want to go over there.
She went into the Barrenlands.
Yes. I think so, anyway. She's with that League of Deliverance group.
Oh, they sound very exciting. What is it that they do? And just as Martha is cooing along to whatever it is that you're saying, reaches out for the bottle of the stiff stuff and pops up the tea, puts it back.
Right. You're beyond your free ones, just so you know, with that.
Oh, yes, dear, of course.
Okay, good.
You
The
always
League-
did run a tight ship.
Oh, you with your shit pun. Is that a pun?
God, I hope
It's
not.
borderline wordplay. It's kind of a saying, isn't it? I really like ships.
I do remember that about you, yes.
It's all anyone ever does.
Oh,
It's like if you had an ear in the middle of your forehead.
I'm guessing that all of you haven't necessarily had the best day.
Oh no, lovely day, marvellous day.
Oh, I'm doing quite well, thank you.
Right.
So you were
Yeah, the rest of
asking
them
Martha.
fared quite well, actually.
Oh.
You were asking Martha about the League of Deliverance. We never heard of them before, have we?
No, I've
Oh,
not
you're
heard of
not?
them before.
Oh, they deliver stuff.
What, like postman? Is it
Well,
like a postman?
they're like the high-end ones when you're like, oh, I need to get something to my friend who lives up a mountain or through a portal or some of that nonsense, you know, and you give it to the League of Deliverance and they deliver it.
Do they venture onto the seas?
I don't know much about whether they do. I think that's the League of Shipments. Oh, you know that, wouldn't you? Because it's got a ship in it.
Don't talk to me about the loss. LOS. Boss.
Oh, yes,
That's what we
League of
call- oh,
Shipments,
yeah.
yes. Sorry.
They're always where
You're
they don't
using
need
all
to
your
be.
jargon.
Yeah, quite.
Did
They're-
you make a loss reference?
Is this loss? I actually wasn't doing that. But alright, no, if this is some landlubber business, I've never heard of these. But if they're like the LOS, then
Oh,
I think I can
they're
figure it out.
similar, but I don't. I've only heard what I know from Krisha.
Did you see what she was delivering by chance?
No, it must have been something small because I think. Well, I didn't see, but Ramonai did, and Ramonai said that she only had a couple of bags on her.
Who's Ramonai?
Oh, Ramonai's one of the lovely fisher people. Does the fishing in the morning with Wim.
Lovely. I'd love to speak to them if I had the opportunity.
Well, I mean, you just go to the port, I guess. Go to the little jetties.
Have they got an office or something?
Sorry?
Have they got an office or something?
No. I mean, they've got a boat, and that's
what
kind
did
of
you
it.
say?
She said they've got a boat.
I was going to do a comedy character this time.
Hey, Tom, we're trying to do the plot here.
Now I've got like one note, but one boat in my head.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
Yeah, they. Oh yes, because boat is like a little ship, isn't it? So it's still in your
There are technical differences. but
your wheelhouse.
Wheelhouse.
Oh, look at you! You're doing all the.
And on that note, Phoebe tries to take another drink of the grog.
Yeah.
As a sort of like,
Ah.
I'm cool, I can do this.
This time roll a con save for me
You'll be
rather than
salty
like
and
For
performing.
God's sake. Good.
Salty booze.
19.5.
Okay, that's not as bad as
Yeah.
I thought. That's a 21.
Somehow you've done it once, and that's kind of numbed everything inside a little bit. So the second time,
Classic.
much more.
The
smooth.
evanescence effect.
I was just going to say the drinking effect, but fair enough.
Very much the same.
So yeah, I mean, they tend to hang out around there. I don't know if, because sometimes that Therasteia helps because of all the magic and stuff with League of Deliverance, whatnot. But I don't know.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. That'll be like a copper for the tea, and call it, because it's you. Call it what? 10 silver or so for the little swigs.
That's 1 gold, right?
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it? I always forget about, conversions. People always go, Vanashai, what are you like?
But you want the change, Vanessa, right? You don't want to be carrying around
Exactly.
one big
I need the change because at the moment my float's not very good.
Exact float.
Yeah.
I'm guillotining this after this scene. It's because he's had a drink. This can't go on. It will not go on.
Right.
Martha takes the cup of tea, necks it in one, drops it down and goes, "Oh, gosh, that's good. Thanks so much." And pats Tender on the back and goes, "Thank you, dear. That was lovely." And steps off of her stool and starts slowly, painfully making her way towards the door.
I'm getting the drinks there, am I? Yeah. All right.
You're a good boy, you are.
I would have got them by now if I knew where beyond put your money.
Equipment, Tom. It's under equipment.
I just looked under equipment.
At the top, under equipment on the
I
right.
can write it down here if you want. It's not an amount of money that you should have.
Oh, it just says currency 10. That's what it says.
There's
Seems
a
like
whole subsection.
It says
10 of
currency
the
colon
currency.
10. Oh, great. Now my connection's died. Can I just get the drinks?
Yes, I will allow that you have paid for these
Fine,
drinks.
I appreciate
I've now got a tab in and out of world, which I like.
Okay, yeah.
But Polaris is used to,
Yeah,
you know,
and
a
Vanessa,
captain
I
looks
trust
after his
you.
crew. So, yeah, quite. So.
Yeah,
Dink.
Appreciate that.
thank you.
For the trouble.
Oh, it's my job.
Oi, I've got a job too. It's a lot of trouble.
Oh, wordplay.
Again, I don't think you understand. You have a very good day now.
Takes the money and then kind of cleans up where there's just like bits of spilt kind of salt water and stuff where Hannah was sitting. Hannah Phoebe. Your character's name is Phoebe.
Yeah, I haven't just spilt water everywhere yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it time.
Are you all heading
Come on,
out? or-
tender. Places to go.
Yeah,
people to
no,
see.
I'm all right now. I've had a big old drink and a nice cup of magic bean juice.
Can I borrow your sending stone?
I have to use it first. Oh no, I'm going to assume in world I already used it and had a very weird drunk conversation.
You
Once
have
per
a
day.
sending stone, but it's the sending stone that you found at the ruins, which looks very much unlike any other sending stone you've seen because it's carved out of obsidian, very roughly hewn out of it. You do have the spell sending, so
That's the
you
difference,
can
right.
do that, and you can do that multiple times a day depending on slots. But the sending stone you don't know who has the other one, as in who is on the other end of the line.
That stone just now without consulting anyone
Yeah.
about it.
I mean,
Need to
no,
call
no.
my daughter.
The gratuitously evil. Yeah, the gratuitously evil-looking stone.
Yeah, not going to use that right now.
Hello.
but,
Somewhere there's an arch
Yeah.
enemy.
uh,
Who is this?
Is your refrigerator running?
You stone who dis?
I'm not calling.
Oh.
I'm
You're
not
not calling.
I feel a bit weird. Yeah, not calling.
That's
I need to
fair.
save the slots. I'm still not feeling great.
Okay. So you're heading out of the Royery Adventurer.
Yeah.
Stop playing Wonderwall.
Who are you trying to find? Who are you looking for?
I'm currently on the lookout for two fishermen called Ramoni and Wim.
Cool. Ramoni.
Ramoni.
Like my Ramona.
Stop playing that.
Cool. You can walk back to basically where you came from, which is where you see some people kind of tying up their ships, cleaning equipment, things like that, because they've done the actual fishing for the morning.
Excuse me, sorry, I'm looking for someone called Ramoni or Wim.
Have you just walked up to anyone that there is?
Wim's very friendly.
Cool. There's a little halfling with very short cropped hair and a very big duster that's kind of a little bit too big for them, but is done up because it's kind of autumn at the moment. It's very cold. Over there.
Thank you.
Right.
I ignore the halfling.
Points towards a boat where a tiefling and a dwarf are currently cleaning equipment and sharpening blades, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Hello. Hello. Is one of you Ramoni?
Yes.
Hello. I'm Gwen. These are my friends. We're looking for someone called Krisha. She was supposed to deliver something to us.
Roll deception.
Sure. That is a 21.
Oh, she's gone.
Has she? Where has she gone?
Over the wall, Barrenlands.
Oh no. Oh no, the message must have got confused. What a shame.
I told you should have used somebody more reliable. The poor thing's gone off and there's no reason for her to have done it
Do you know where she was going?
I mean, I don't really know past that.
But she
She-
had it on her.
She had some bits on her, yeah. She seemed in kind of a rush.
Right,
So-
okay. Cross wires somewhere, almost certainly.
Yep.
That's a shame. Okay, well...
What was she delivering?
Oh, we were looking for various items she'd picked up further up the road.
Right. Gonna insight your vagueness.
Fine.
That's a 3. I
Yes, very
yeah,
much.
I see. Yes, sorry. All I know is that definitely was on that pack horse of hers and just kind of basically came in on a big ship, waved at everyone, and then straight off.
She's got a horse over the wall.
Oh, so, well, we say over the wall. You just have to go through the prison.
Oh, I see. That's clever. That
Yeah,
is.
it didn't
Nice.
like jump over the wall.
Oh, I didn't know if she'd have like a winch or something. If she'd...
No.
Do you know?
Now that is what we call shutting that down.
No winch.
Do you know if she had a chance to speak to Theristia while she was in town?
I guess might have.
Grand. Marvellous. Well, I guess that's our next port of call then. Do you know where she is?
Oh, the Theristia is the big house with the gold roof.
Big house with the gold roof.
Yeah.
you.
Could you settle something for me while you're here?
Of course.
Yeah. Is one of you famous or something, and the rest are like the entourage?
How did you guess?
Yeah.
Wait, which one of you is going to step ahead trying to be the famous one?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it was a long time ago. I probably look quite different now. But yeah, it was good. Oh, well, God, now 13 years, but I would look good 20 years older now. So yeah. No, you probably remember me back from the adventuring days. Tender Levenkid. I was part of a. No.
Clearly doesn't remember you.
Do you want to roll
I clap you on.
insight?
I clap you on the back. You have guidance.
I don't think I need it because the next. So what am I rolling? Sorry.
Insight.
Insight. That is 17.
That's a match.
I clap you on the back. You have guidance.
Right. Yeah. Fine.
Yeah, so you get that the is a bit insincere.
Yeah. No, you probably remember my adventuring party member Calpernicus Joy though is probably what you're thinking.
Nat
of.
20. What? So, what?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I was more the buff guy, you know. Just
Right.
Standing at the back. You might not have, you know.
You wouldn't. I'm sorry. Like people must ask this all the time. Is there any way that you could like pass something on to Calpernicus?
I mean, yeah, but I frankly am quite disappointed about the fact that I'm delivering something for the Order of Deliverance.
Oh, I'm not part of the.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Oh, misunderstood.
No,
All right,
no.
I thought maybe we could get something
It's
out
Day
of
on
them.
Deliverance Day.
Obviously not.
That's got my address. If you could just get like an autograph or something, that would be amazing.
Right, so I'm going to get the address.
Well, when you
I'm going to
next
get
see
an
them-
autograph and post it to you.
I mean, if you
Through the Order... Are you sure you don't work for the Order of Deliverance? Because this sounds like you're going to make a tidy little profit on this.
I'm just a fan. I mean, Copernicus Joy is like up there with big. Obviously,
Yeah, no,
you're
that-
great as well.
Yeah, sure. No, that... You don't want me to... No, Nah, that's fine.
I'm
Yeah.
best friends with their daughter. I can ask if they'll sign it for you. Don't worry.
If you seem like you're really busy, and
Yeah,
and
no,
you're
I've got
really-
lots going on actually at the moment.
Yeah.
I might not have the time. Why don't you do it, Phoebe?
Thanks so much.
No worries. I don't know. He's a bit grumpy, age.
Cool.
Magic bean juice is wearing off.
Wynn passes as you kind of leave the boat. Wynn passes Ramoni some money because of their bet over who was the famous one. Yeah, I'll take back that kind of prop. So, are
Is your
you?
partner very tall?
Yeah.
They do seem to cast a long shadow.
Phoebe just does a sort of like
I thought
Right, let's go find this horse winch then, shall we?
I thought this was meant to be your one that was particularly good at talking to people.
Oh, but she is, isn't she?
Yeah, clearly.
Well, she's better than some of them.
What is the party doing other than getting at each other?
Has anyone seen a horse winch?
Saying a scene, it's a goddamn horse winch.
If Polaris has finished being salty, I think we should probably look for this house with the gold roof, shouldn't we?
Aye.
Cool.
So an obvious house with it's a gold roof.
Yeah, everyone roll perception, but this is more for who will be able to spot it. In kind of, obviously it's the morning light,
The
it
gang
should
rolls
glint.
ones.
14.
12. Ain't gonna be me.
7.
16.
7 plus some bullshit.
It's unlikely to be +7, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Phoebe,
Yeah.
probably because you're sometimes attuned to light and gold and things like that. Your father is, after all, kind of an almost Grecian god style beacon of like shimmering gold and such like. You do spot just between a couple of houses like the glimmer of what almost looks like a roof thatched with kind of weirdly gold sheafs.
Oh, shiny. That's out loud. And then, I think it's over there.
Splendid, thank you, Phoebe.
Yeah, no, I saw it too. Yeah.
Do you want to roll deception?
That's a 19.
Yeah.
That's a 24. Yeah, I saw it too.
Well done, Phoebe. Should we go?
Eyes like a hawk. Still got it. Cataract's not kicked in yet. We're all right. We still got this.
So you
Who
wind.
are you talking to?
You.
I'm not worried about cataracts.
All right. Give it time.
No.
You wend your way through the streets, still attracting a little bit of attention, more so for the ear on the face than for everyone else.
How have I forgotten about the ear on
Yeah,
the
I
face?
don't know. I know Ramoni was weirdly chill with it as well. And you then reach a house that is largely similar to the others. Kind of think slightly mock Tudor vibes, but with slight gold detailing. And there is also one of those little kind of hinged signs just over the top with very excessive kind of calligraphy style writing saying Theristea Therelenia, local mage of Cosleman.
So as we've been walking, Martha has kind of shuffled up next to Phoebe and slipped an arm through Phoebe's arm.
Oh, you wouldn't help us along a bit, would you, darling?
I think Phoebe's really weirded out by this like choice to come across as a lot older, and is like, yeah, sure, you can walk though, can't you?
Shall I give you a little piece of advice, my love?
Oh, go on then.
People don't tend to try to kill what they don't see is there.
Okay.
Are we observed?
As in, are there just people around,
Yeah.
or from within the house?
Both.
Roll me perception.
26.
It's relatively quiet around here. There isn't anyone observing you from within the house. There is someone who is in a building directly opposite on the street, kind of a non-binary human with plaited hair that's very tightly back, who seems to just occasionally be kind of looking and then away.
Can I catch their eye?
Sure.
I catch their eye, wink, and shift into an elderly wizard. And he completes the wink, Jace, and then goes, "Think this might be better for speaking to a wizard, don't you?"
Pulls the curtain. So that's the other side of the road to Theristea Therelania's place.
I go up and knock on the door.
Is this of Theristea's?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It opens. No one seems to be on the other side. Seems to be opened magically or some such.
Ingenious.
Bloody just show off.
Do you head in?
That's
Yeah.
very clever, that.
Excuse me, hello.
As you head in, an alarm is triggered, but it's the sound of those little bells when you go into a shop.
Cute. Yep.
And at a workstation just up ahead, it's kind of a series of bookshelves on either side with very beautiful books. A lot of them potentially more for show than actually for reading. And there are various workstations with various magical components and such, but also seemingly tinkering tools and things like that. And a female elf wizard with very long kind of kimono style gown on and slicked back poker straight black hair stands at one of them and just kind of looks at all of you as you come in, doesn't say a word.
Excuse me, are you Theristea?
Theristea.
Theristea. I apologise. We were told that you had access to someone called Grisha from the League of Deliverance, and an artifact that we were supposed to be taking a look at has been taken into the Barrenlands, and we wondered if we could have a chat with you about it to make sure we're on the track of the same thing that we're supposed to be procuring.
Roll deception.
Is there a chair in the room?
Yes.
Martha sits down.
That is a 19.
Ah, that is an 18. Boom! Damn it! Damn it. I'm so sorry that's happened, firstly.
Oh, these things happen as things are moved around various places throughout the lands.
In terms of access to Krisha, I did see her yesterday, but in terms of accessing now, I'm a little bit wiped out.
Right.
There is certain things I can help. I mean, if you're hoping to travel, I can help you with travel.
Has she gone into the Barrenlands then?
Yes, as far as my understanding,
Did she take the item with her?
I believe so, because I thought she was delivering something into the Barrenlands.
Yes, you see, there was some confusion about whether we'd be in the Barrenlands or next to the Barrenlands, but she had the... could you describe it, just to make sure we've got the same thing?
Oh, it was some scrolls, and then it was this very strange arcane mix, some chalks and jacinth.
Right.
Yes, jacinth is a kind of gem, like a ruby orange style gem.
Like the one in the note? Like the one in the note?
I think those were the main things. So yes, a few scrolls, such and such.
Well,
I'm not quite sure the purpose. I mean, I don't know what someone's doing in the Barrenlands.
No, quite. But those were the items we were looking for, so thank you very much. We know where to look for them.
Did you say you could help us with travel?
Yes, I absolutely can, obviously, for a fee. But I don't suppose you're thinking of just walking into the Barrenlands, are you?
Well, we can't sail there.
No.
Markham,
That is a straight comment.
It's
a
very
factual
factually
statement.
accurate.
I heard there was some kind of horse winch we could use.
Adventurers wanted, horse winch.
wow, that's a show we have not considered yet.
Curious, and just makes a little note in the
To
notebook.
lift a horse over a wall.
There's going to
Yeah,
be a
makes
horse
an-
winch when we come back to this town.
makes a note in the notebook that is next to all the tinkering tools. Just
to
horse,
save us having to go through, the prison.
horse winch question. Oh, well, the prison. I mean, that's what they just mean by the gates, obviously.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll be just fine making our way through there. What sort of help can you give us? Because we do have some spellcasters among us, so we might be able to make our own way there, so to speak.
Martha grins, takes a dry biscuit out of her bag and starts noisily eating it whilst watching you.
Are you trying to do anything like intimidate or distract, or is that just doing stuff?
Enjoying a biscuit.
Flavor.
Wanted to be part of what was happening.
Yeah. It's a flavorful biscuit.
Theristea just kind of looks at you.
Crumbs are going everywhere.
That's fine. Prestigiates immediately.
Oh, that's very clever.
Oh,
Gosh, I do like it when we meet interesting people.
it's actually quite low-level magic, to be honest. Yes.
Gosh.
So, I mean, in terms of transport, there is something I'm rather excited that I've been working on, kind of a mix of the magical and the mundane. If you just wait one moment, and the rear of the room is actually some sash curtains, kind of deep purple, similarly to the colours on Therastea's gown. Goes back, and then with something roped over her shoulder, pulls forward what seems to be some kind of sled with treads and tracks that are around it. Now, just kind of Tom's face and David's face pulls this forward to where it's visible just through the curtains. So obviously, this is the mundane part. Been tinkering just to make sure it would be all right over ash, rough rock, that kind of thing. And then obviously there's the matter of, well, the thing that costs a little bit more money, just because it takes a lot of energy, it takes it out of me a little bit, is the matter of the steed. I mean, would you...
So we do need a horse.
Well, I mean, this is really what I was thinking. I mean, it's a bit cheeky, I know. Just go with me on this. There's obviously 5 of you. It would be possible to fit 5 on here, but you'd need something, you know, a bit stronger than a horse to actually carry 5.
What sort of thing would you be needing?
2 horses.
3 horses.
A very big horse.
I can see that you're fans of horses.
Well, the only things that are going to fit on the winch.
I don't...
Think it through.
I am fascinated by this idea, but there's no winch.
Now we're going to get over the wall.
There's a gate.
We've been tricked.
There is... Sorry, I don't know where this confusion's come about. There is a
Don't
door.
worry, Tender's had a very long day.
So,
I
the
see.
thing that's
6
bigger than a
years long.
horse, but smaller than 3 horses.
I don't know if they're smaller than... I guess it depends how you'd arrange the horses.
Do you think we might have access to some sort of large horse-like creature? What do you think?
Well, I'm not sure we could manage anything large, but say medium size. That'd probably do it, yeah.
I think we've got something we can do on that front.
Something that's strong enough... Because, I mean, I was thinking rhino.
Oh, well, that's always a possibility, I suppose.
Well, you can suppose all you like, dear, but I don't know where you're going to find a rhino in a port.
But I can summon one.
Be that low-level magic as well, then.
Find greater steed, and I've checked, and it can carry the weight of 5 humanoids. Well, obviously that's a little bit more special.
Oh, I'd say so, dear. That's very impressive. Would you like to show us?
Can you roll perception at this point? Or investigation?
Ooh.
Just Polaris.
There's a ship.
17.
Okay, that's strong enough. There's a brooch that Therastea wears that has 4 swords kind of arranged like that. Their hilts all together, and the blades in turn forming into fire and air and water and stone. And you know that to be the symbol of Nastori, which is the god that you are descended from. So you can make the sensible assumption that Therastea is probably a worshipper.
Yeah.
You can use that as you would like. if you would like to.
Sure.
What sort of thing would you be charging then for this rhinomobile?
That's a rhinomobile. That's and just like makes another note underneath.
Stealing my ideas. TM.
Do.
Well,
All for you.
Chloe,
How-
which family area are we in?
you were in Windstormer region. Yeah.
Okay. In which case, I do very openly open my coat out, and there is a compass symbol sewn on the inside of the coat, and go, are you sure you couldn't help out a group of... Well, what voice am I using?
No
It's
idea.
hard, isn't it?
Are you sure you couldn't perhaps assist a group of friends, potentially?
Roll persuasion.
One of my favourites. 26.
Okay. So basically, there are different areas of this country, and depending on which one you live in, you're part of a family, but it's not like blood family. It's more like
I'm also not related
association,
to that
tribe,
family in any
etc.
way, shape, or form, just to be clear. I'm also not related to that family in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, but you've just got. But normally, if you have an association, you'd have that.
Yeah.
It's got a collection of magic.
Yeah.
No, it's all different symbology, and I've got all three of them because Rathar's an ass.
I should have guessed that the person who wanted to just waltz out into the Barrenlands was a windstormer. That makes sense.
Quite.
What about 5? 5 gold. That's half of the standard rate for summoning a rhino.
I think that sounds like a very good deal. If whoever's handling the money could deal with that side of things, I'd be quite obliged.
I reach into my my purse, rapidly lightening purse, lightning, and then thanks, and then I think in the story, isn't it?
Nastori,
Nastori,
yes,
is
a deity of strength, contrast, and resistance.
I think if there's a sort of saying, greeting thing, kind of like Masonic style, of like in the same way that you're like, that's a good price, but I'm going to reveal to you that I'm a Freemason, so I'd like to buy this house for significantly less than market value. If I could do that in world with just a worshipper of the god.
How they say that?
Yeah, it's weird.
Wow.
The handshake thing is a myth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say for Nastori, there are probably a couple of sayings, it's a lot of the kind of things like dark before the dawn, because of the idea of contrast and opposites and very strong imagery.
In that case, putting 4 gold into my hand and kind of holding my hand up like that, and the lightning sort of arcs that occasionally flash within my watery skin appearing. I say dark before the dawn, I think, yeah. Oh yeah, thank you, and dark before the dawn.
Right. Oh yes, indeed. I hope strength goes with you on your journey. Right. So, rhino fun. Okay, we'll need to go outside. We'll need to get this outside. Probably best to get next to the gate. And then we'll get you on your merry way.
Yes, please.
Oh, sorry, that was David.
That's David being really excited about a rhino-mobile.
As we're starting to make our way out, can I just roll an investigation to see if there's anything that looks particularly interesting to me
Sure.
in this room? Holy that would be an 11.
11. What stuff does Aware normally find interesting? Is it just things that are different, or are there particular things?
No, I think it would be anything that looks clearly like it has some kind of application. Like if there were, for instance, because we have one now, if there were another sending stone sitting around, then it'd be like, oh, that's one of those kind of things. Or I'm not sure that they're...
I think with an 11, a lot of the things that are out here are half-made. It's kind of poultices that are in the process of being kind of ground up in a pestle and mortar. It's little prototypes of things and that kind of thing. That's why you don't see anything that's immediately that useful.
Do you do this obviously?
No, just
No.
affably glancing around the room as we go out, noting the tapestries, thinking that the decor is lacking.
Rude. So, would one of you be able to help me with this? It is rather heavy.
Oh, I'm rather feeble, unfortunately.
I'll give you a hand.
Oi, as will I.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
I'll do it.
Don't hurt yourself, lass. All right, go on. We'll take care of it.
Martha climbs up into the sledge and sits.
Right, yes. Lovely ear, by the way. It's lovely.
I've got 3.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I meant that. I mean, all of them look lovely. But...
Are we sitting down? Splendid. I get up and sit in the cart as well.
Okay, so you're both sitting. You're
In which
pulling
case,
along
maybe
with
you do
Thursday.
need to pull now.
Could you all make me strength checks? And Thursday will join in as well.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
That was bad.
Nat 1!
I've done a
rolled another
David.
David.
Yeah.
Don't strain yourself.
Reader, she strained herself.
That is an 18.
19.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you want to roll performance to not show that you've really strained your shoulder and are in immense amount of pain?
Yeah, go on then. Well,
Well, you lose some, you lose.
8.
Right. Phoebe has definitely hurt herself. Theristea is kind of doing it for show. You get a feeling that she's just kind of holding onto the rope but not really pulling any weight. And it's you two, but you are managing to drag the sled. It's just a little bit awkward.
Just gonna restart. How badly? Just under my breath. How badly you hurt, Phoebes?
I'm fine.
I can heal you if you need it.
You have taken one point of strain damage.
I'm fine. Thanks.
All right, just don't hurt yourself.
Thankfully,
Idiot.
Theristea's house is coincidentally... it is very close to the gate you need to get to. Who would have thought? And it doesn't take long to actually... Basically, there is a gate that's over the top, carved into the stone. It just says Cosleman Prison. Because you know this area quite well. Actually, you've been here a bit before. Maybe your mind was a little bit foggy with drinking earlier. Because the Barrenlands are seen as an area of hostile landscapes, dangerous monsters, things like that, Cosleman doesn't have an actual prison. It just has a door, and then you just put someone outside and you leave them there. That is the equivalent of their prison.
But how do you get the rhino over?
And I'm
There's
going
a door.
to summon it the other side. It's a very clever thing that I can do where I can summon it. We'll open it up and I'll summon it the other side.
Oh, all right, yes.
Splendid.
Exactly.
So it's not going to take the sled through, then we still take the sled through.
Yes.
I'm just not sure why we've paid you for the rhino then if we've got this far.
Well, I mean,
I'm not pulling this. I know it seems like it's quite easy for you right now.
Oh, no,
We're
it's
actually
lovely.
pulling this thing.
It's very comfortable, yes.
It's
Yeah.
a lovely journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the rhino. Yes, please.
right. So,
Just cranky because she hurt her shoulder quite badly.
You're just cranky because you're old and had a drink.
oh no,
That's the end of that statement.
fine. We're going to bring a rhino into play and everyone's going to bond. That's how this is going to work.
There will be bonding in this one. There will be.
No, hit all of you.
You're able to, there isn't a winch, but there is a crank to this door.
I knew it!
So Theristea does step aside and can't actually be bothered to touch it, but a mage hand appears and is able to exert just enough pressure to wind it round. So she's just kind of doing a wax on, wax off motion to control this mage hand. Door slowly opens outwards and you can see just a tiny glimpse of the Barrenlands. Think ash fields, think low, expansive scale.
Thought of the actual place, Ashfield. That is a marginal constituency, Chloe. Exactly what the London elite have been criticised for.
I mean,
Think
where
of
the fuck is
Icelandic
Ashfield?
Ashfield.
I'm doing that now.
I think all of us just went, sorry, where?
Yeah, I've no idea where that is.
Okay,
you don't want to go there. It's fine.
I know I'm part of the London elite. I'm happy here.
you can see a tiny bit of ash fields through this gate. You're able to pull this with those 2 strength rolls from you through it. And then Theristea starts mumbling something under her breath, doing very delicate, which you might get a sense is just a little bit for show, motions and stuff with
Is
her
it-
hands.
Rhino, rhino, come here, rhino. Is that what you're saying?
It's Rhino Alakazam, but in Elvish. Sounds beautiful.
I like her style.
And slowly kind of coalescing almost out of smoke in the air that then thickens into bone and into sinew and into muscle and skin and hide and horn and such, like a really sizable rhino, which will be friendly to you. which will act as your steed and which will happily pull your sled, appears in front of the sled, and it is equipped. That rope does kind of become something of like a muzzle or such like that will loop round the rhino.
How long will this be lasting for?
Oh, until I dismiss it. So I mean, just let me know when you're back.
Has it got a name?
Well, feel free to. I don't get too attached. It's a rhino, you know.
Does it require sustenance?
Let me just. I've got a book. Just got this book.
Martha steps down from the sled, toddles over to the front of the rhino, and starts trying to feed it a biscuit.
I'm pretty sure that it can eat a biscuit.
Rhinos that eat a biscuit.
I'm gonna say.
Rhinos that eat a biscuit.
I'm gonna say that because it's. I can double check, but because it's a magically summoned, generated, created steed, it can eat a biscuit, but you won't need to keep feeding it biscuits at regular intervals for sustenance.
More grass, honestly. But
So yes. So all the best with finding Krisha. Do send her my best. So sorry about this mix-up. I don't know how that happened.
do you have any idea which direction she may have started off in?
To be honest, no.
Right.
Side note, you do have a map that said go south, and it'll be about this much travel, so I'll allow that. One of the things that you found at the recent ruins was a rather basic map of the area. It's one of these ones. Yes, that it's on the coast south of Cosleman, overlooking cliffs, and potentially like a day's walking travel. So with the rhino, you'll be much swifter.
Sorry. Rhinos not known for their speed.
No. Rhinos are
Like constant charge.
It's a magic rhino, David.
All right, yeah, fine.
And is that a biscuit?
Just saying. Yeah. A forever charging rhino.
Lino the rhino.
It just has to be going.
Oh, is it rhino? Third ear in the middle of the face. Fine, don't mind.
So, Thursday starts winching the door back in, and you are left out in the Barrenlands.
Power of suggestion.
So, low horizons with kind of dark mountains in the distance, slightly stormy clouds up ahead. The kind of smell, occasionally you get little sulfuric gusts. But otherwise, there's just kind of the dust of ash in the air and incredibly crunchy, sharp shards of rock underfoot, where it's not actually just almost gravel-like dust. And you do know a general direction to head in from the map that you recently found.
Right.
Additionally, if anyone wants to make a survival check, feel free to.
Not really my strong suit.
19.
Okay.
15.
It's a 7.
Strangely, Phoebe, doing pretty well today.
Got a lot of badges.
You notice, for some reason familiar to you, the very faint tracks of a draft horse. And you're just able to see the general direction which you assume what is probably Krisha's horse went off in.
I can see horse tracks. Let's follow them.
That's very intelligent of you. Well done.
Tone of surprise.
Oh no, this voice. Sorry, Jason always sounds surprised.
Steering this thing.
Uh-huh.
Is it? I mean, is there a wheel? Can I just do my wheel bit?
Look, it's got reins, lovely.
Yeah,
Draft
this feels like it would have rain, and it's like a sort of sled, you know.
What it is
Nice
is
touch,
it's
by the way,
not
Christmas
a
episode,
full wheel,
Okay.
but it's kind of like handlebars
Joystick.
that you actually do that and that, and
Okay.
what that does is pull the rein. Like if you pull that back, it reins in on this side of the rhino, and it
Like
does
a
the standard
tank, Tom.
move.
Yeah.
Like a
okay.
tank.
Yeah.
But
Or like a horse.
none
Yeah.
of us ride the rhino. So this
That's not up to me
It's a
to
role-playing
say.
game, David.
just because I think I've come up with the name of the rhino is Rhino No Rider. Like Rhino No Rider.
She's in that thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my brain went, is this a Pablo Neruda reference?
Sure, let's call him Pablo Neruda.
So I guess I'll steer the sled. Can't be that
We
different
need
from
to know
sails
what
and
the rhino's
rudders.
called so we can yell it to go faster. No, rhino.
You name ships and bottles, and ships in bottles. That's all you name, lad.
What about people?
Towns,
Don't
roads.
get attached.
The rhino approves of being called ships and bottles.
Hey.
That is the rhino's name.
It's a really
On
long
ships, on bottles.
That's a really long name to shout out. All right, good.
Fuck the rhino! You start leaving this port.
What? When we're trying to tell the rhino what to do.
I did leap there. I did leap.
There are other reasons why you might call something's name. If it's lost.
Okay,
It's
so
a long way away. You don't have to be having sex with it.
well, I would hope you wouldn't lose it if that. Okay. So,
Getting back to the grim, austere,
yeah.
barren, hostile landscape that you have just exposed yourselves to
Yeah.
and are currently
exposed ourselves to it.
It's horrible.
powering your way through, the 5 of you on a sled being hauled by a rhino.
It's very cool, all right? I like it.
The crunch. I love the crunch underfoot thing. That's like real crunchy
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. Thankfully, this is not difficult terrain for a rhino.
Good.
So, at the moment, you are just making your way through the Barrenlands. It is a place of strange beauty but harshness. You can be looking.
I be absolutely fuming.
Is there anything you would like to do whilst you are on this sled?
I don't know.
Damn it.
Feeling awful lonely, that rhino.
It's a good thing you know its name. I mean,
Jeez Louise.
Is there anything you would like to do, anything you would like to discuss or look out for whilst you are travelling?
I need to do something in character, but I can't
A
concentrate.
dead horse. A dead horse.
Or
We're
continue
following
the
tracks of a
movements.
horse. If we see signs of a horse that got into trouble or indeed is dead, then
Roll me perception or investigation, please, Tom.
bada bing, bada no. 12. 12 perception.
12. Basically, it takes a little while and you're almost on top of it by the time that you see it.
Oh.
But there is a patch of white,
No.
brown, and black. It is not a dead horse. It is a dead person who seems to have been mauled by some kind of creature or beast that exists out here.
Weigh anchor. Halt. Oh, whoa. There we go.
Why are we letting him drive?
You know, if you use its name,
Decisions
it'll
are
respond
made
faster.
by people who show up.
Can I roll perception or something so I can see, or animal handling if it looks like it's been mauled by an animal? Like what? What can I
I'd
do?
say investigation if you're trying to figure out what may have happened
do it.
here.
I've got a
Investigate
decent
as
investigation.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
feel free. Anyone who wants to roll investigation.
Oh, this is you.
18 from me.
what does that mean?
Roll it again.
15.
10.
I'm assisting.
Okay. What was
10.
your highest roll?
10.
10, 15,
14.
18. Okay, so aware and tender. You probably get like a little bit closer. Once you get off the sled, you realize how treacherous the rocks are underfoot. They're not actually necessarily going through any footwear that you have, but you can feel them just kind of pushing up against like these little spikes. And you get a sense that if you were to, say, sit down or something, it would start just slashing through your clothes with ease. You find scraps. Probably both of you find like half of them. Scraps of spell scrolls. And with what you're able to piece together, you figure out that they used to be stone shape. You think scrolls of stone shape. An empty pouch that looked like it had some kind of something ground up and in it. A map that's similar to the one that you already have that just details rough directions of a place. And a note of commission to deliver scrolls and magical components to a campsite. However, the name on this is not Krisha. The name on this person presumably is Artur. And there's also a note within this commission that underlined and circled and in capitals, be as quiet as possible on arrival at the campsite. That's what you find upon the body.
Well, it's a good job we're driving a rhino.
Does it look like we're near the campsite, or is this just nothingness?
Very distantly, there's crags of rock that obscure view. It's not entirely flat, this area. There are kind of little outcroppings that rise and fall and cut off vision, but you can see rising smoke. Probably about half an hour's ride away.
Looking at Artur's body, what are they?
Human.
Yep.
You can't ascertain gender. If they were alive, you would find out they're non-binary.
Okay.
But seemingly masculine.
Right. Can I look at Artur for long enough to look like Artur?
How long does that normally take you? Is there something specific for changelings on how long that takes?
There is no roll, I believe. It's someone I have seen.
Someone you have seen. You can. It's going to be a little bit difficult because obviously there's injuries. So you're having to slightly piece a bit of information together, like where does the hairline end? Does it actually end here or here? Because this has been clawed.
As I lean down and look at Artur, you will see various versions of Artur appearing, things tweaking, things changing, things shifting. I don't have his voice. It might be a problem.
That doesn't sound like it would be a problem.
Well, if they've met Artur before, then it's going to sound like me, isn't it?
We'll have one of us speak for you. We do the old... the prisoner thing doesn't work because he's a post person.
I mean, I could also, and I shift into Imera, who is the dwarf who we fought last time. I could also... I've got this one. We encountered her. I spoke to her. This is... And it is a perfect copy of Imera. This is as close as I'll get.
What's your plan?
Pretend I'm the person they're looking for.
And who are we?
People I've hired to protect me? I don't know.
She was the serving girl. Why would you think that they needed her?
We
Don't
found a
know.
list with some descriptions on it that suggested some people know that some of us at least are involved in all this.
This
There
pouch
were
is-
descriptions that seemed to describe Polaris, and there was mention of a changeling.
This pouch is empty. It means somebody knows they're dead. Somebody took something from them.
And somebody
With your
cer-
investigation roll, you can tell that the pouch, it's so fine that could have blown away. You can't tell if it was taken or if it was knocked in a fight. And
I shift back into Rathar for the time being. Well, I don't know what you think the best idea is, but I'm happy to try anything.
Can I try and do animal handling and see if it definitely was an animal that took this thing's life, or was it a? Can I do that with the investigation roll I had?
I'd say let's go nature in terms of figuring
Nature?
out the style and the nature of the actual damage done.
Oh, that's a nat one.
You rolled a David.
Yeah, big fuck David.
Who knows? Maybe they were crushed by a horse winch.
Lean into it.
Yep.
If you can't beat him,
Winch 'em.
Phoebe, you know more about this. This looks like it was somebody was crushed by a horse winch. Can you? You know things about
Horse
things.
winches.
Look, you're better at some things than I am. All right.
Better at most things than you are.
All right. No, look, I'm being civil.
He is being civil, actually. Thank you.
Can you have a look and see if it looks like it was actually crushed by a horse winch? Because that's what I'm going with at the moment, but I don't see any evidence of any winches around.
And that's nature. Or
Okay, just roll the dice. If it's a 1, you agree. If it's not, oh my god!
It's a 1,
definitely a
folks.
horse winch. I was going
2 out of 5 people now canonically believe in a
I'm
horse winch.
rolling! That's a nat 20.
So you
It
think
definitely
winch as well,
wasn't
right?
a horse winch.
No,
Oh,
no, I don't
right.
know.
No. I was
Pretty-
yeah, pretty sure
Where,
it was.
where could it have come
It
from?
says we should be quiet. Or
It's
at
a
least
23, Chloe. What is it?
they were supposed to be quiet when approaching the camp.
That's
Now
not-
we're some way away, and I'm suggesting we don't barrel in behind this rhino.
23 on
These winches
investigation.
can come
What?
from anywhere at any
second.
time.
1 second, lots of voices at
Sorry.
once.
Chaos.
David, what did you say?
I said something stupid.
Okay, well, park that. I'm sure you'll say lots more stupid things. Chris.
23 on investigation. What did this?
Oh, okay. And Hannah, you were going to say something.
I think it will depend on whether we get an answer for Chris's question.
Okay. In terms of, you would say some kind of monstrosity. Not anything huge or gargantuan, probably something that kind of burrows with claws. That kind of a thing.
Mhm.
This doesn't look like, I mean, you also, looking around, you can't see birds, you can't see trees, you can't see really much above ground here.
Well, it definitely wasn't a horse winch.
So some other kind of winch.
No, some kind of horrible mole thing, it looks like.
Some underground winch.
I would like to ring my dad.
Oh, you're going to ring your dad?
I
Okay.
think because it could have gone anywhere.
Yep.
There's a lot of in-party bickering. There's a lot of, well, where do we go from here?
We
I
both
think.
agreed it was a winch.
Oh,
We couldn't
oh,
have anything.
no. For once,
Yeah.
we agreed on something.
What does it look like to everyone else when you tried to contact your dad?
I think previously my visions have manifested in effectively really terrible migraines. And I think this time it's like trying to induce one. So that means doing
Okay.
this really awkward thing where you look really hard in the corners, like you all the way around as much as possible, pressing really hard on the temples, like doing something like with your tongue to just basically try and shift the sinuses into squeezing as hard as possible.
And are you trying to talk directly to your dad or to induce a vision?
I am trying to induce a vision of where the items we're looking for are. So I want to, like where they are, what they're doing.
Oh,
So,
you want
yeah.
to... Okay, so the items you're looking for,
Yeah.
as in the person you're looking for, the things they're carrying.
The things I'm looking for are the
Oh.
chalks and the,
Yeah,
yeah.
the scrolls that Krisha took.
But I assume the scrolls are gone because we've just seen some scrolls shredded, but who knows? I'm looking for things. Dad?
Yep.
Sorry. I'm looking for things. Dad? Dad?
Your vision starts to cloud in. And the kind of colours that come with the pressure under your eyes turn to black. And that starts to seep out into a similar kind of light that you've seen in the sky over the Barrenlands. And what you actually see is the area around you, but it's different to how you normally see it. Firstly, the ground underneath is ground up bones, some of them more fine than others. Up ahead, you see some kind of large stone figure just sat with their head in their hands, covering their face seemingly deep in thought. But they are the size of a small mountain over by the cliffs, kind of in the direction of where the smoke was. Indeed, there is still smoke, but it is now coloured. And there are multiple wisps of it coming up. And even from this far away, you can smell this stench of death. But also, there are pillars that start to crackle from the ground and rise, stone pillars that shoot up through, never quite spearing this figure that is sat, but almost encasing them in some kind of cage. And additionally, when you look to the side at those who are with you, their faces all look like yours. Their bodies haven't changed, but their faces, you look firstly to your two changeling friends, which is strange but understandable, and then the face of Tender, the face of Polaris look like yours. And again, you hear that sentence that you heard the last time you had a vision. It's anyone's fault. Anyone is responsible for this. It's all to do with anyone. And then, just as it faded in, fades out. Phoebe's visions are quite abstract.
I promptly attempt not to chunder.
Did you say attempt?
Yes, I did.
Con save.
Nope.
Ooh.
Nope, I do not succeed. That was a 5.
You're ill.
There's
Yeah.
other kinds of grog, don't worry.
I'll take your word for it. I think things are over by the cliffs, and I point sort of vaguely in the direction of the smoke that I've already seen. But there's dead things that way, and there's dead things underneath us. And you're me. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
And I just like not sit down, but just sort of do that thing where you brace yourself against your thighs because you've just thrown up and you're trying not to do it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
I help Phoebe back onto the wagon.
Okay.
Everybody back on board. We're not staying here.
Right, but where are we going?
And how are we going to approach?
Well, like it said, they said that this person should be quiet, silent. We can get close, but as our friend here says, it's going to be pretty loud once we're up close with it. So we'll leave ships and bottles some way away, take the last steps on foot.
You've got a couple of people in your pocket to pull out if we need them.
Always.
We might want to have a plan.
There are certain looking up ahead where you can see the smoke. You can see there are certain outcrops of rock which give you available stopping points to leave ships and bottles, and also to kind of hide and get better vantage of what is there.
If necessary, I can always go in by myself and then shout if I need you.
Don't like that plan a huge amount.
Me
So-
neither, but you know,
Yeah.
starting point.
Let's see if we can get a good vantage point, see what we're dealing with, and then if they look heavily armed, then we'll go in peaceful.
You've got sending, haven't you? So
Yeah.
you could communicate if we do decide to leave people behind and bring up the rear, as it were. So
Oh, you want me to go in on my own?
no, obviously I thought we were saying that someone was a prisoner or
Mush.
Yeah,
We're
moving
starting,
it.
We're
you're
getting
starting
into
to
it,
get
yeah.
closer to the camp.
I could be one of the people that used to work with them and then have you as a prisoner. It's not a bad idea.
Yeah. As you saw, I'm not exactly handy in a fight, but I can get the others here.
Me neither. Don't worry about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Right.
Look, if you need somebody that's just a messenger, I can do that. Take me.
Well, you can also, yeah.
But me as a what?
Well, you could be a pet or something, couldn't you?
Kiss my ass as well.
Yeah, but you can hide in that sort of thing, and I can't.
What do you need?
Don't know, dog.
All right. So, okay. That means that the stick and bag are taken off and given to Phoebe.
I hold them very tightly. Afraid of this bag.
If the stick gets too heavy, put it in the bag.
Afraid of the stick.
It's basically like a quarterstaff. It
Right.
does become a broom, but yeah.
And then sat next to Wrath is a mastiff.
Nice.
Large, grey, fairly dopey looking.
How does it look like when you change like this? Because this is also something that's slightly outside of the bounds of normal changeling and is more about Razoon, the god that you're descended from.
So a changeling typically has as blank a humanoid appearance as you can imagine. They're gray. They don't really have a set gender that you can see. If you can imagine as blank a mammalian presence as you can imagine, that's kind of the road that they go through into this mastiff. There's none of the kind of stop motion horror that we're used to with werewolves or anything. It's actually a fairly kind of fluid and banal process, almost as if this is totally normal.
I'm just imagining the cover of an Animorphs book.
Yeah.
Yeah,
what I'm seeing.
Yeah, exactly. Only I don't have like the scorpion tail and the single
Yeah.
eye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And as a mastiff, you'll probably just like say a bite attack as well, just because of your new teeth.
Thick jaws.
And I'll shift into Emira again and go, right, so I'll tell them that that you accosted us and we brought back a prisoner. Simple.
Yeah. All right. This all hinges on the fact that they don't know people are dead. And there's no one living you can... No, we don't know anybody living you can be.
Not part of this group, no.
All right, fine. As good a plan as any. Let's go and try and do the diplomatic route, but with, lying. And then...
You got a problem with that?
No, God, no. If it all goes wrong, then we'll bring in the cavalry.
Cool.
With a rhino.
So
Ships and bottles.
are you kind of pulling up and stopping ships and bottles behind one of these banks where you're relatively covered? And is it the three of you heading up with you two staying as kind of emergency?
So I'm now a female dwarf with a big beard, quite a bold persona.
Seemed quite needy.
Oh.
Needy.
Seemed to really need to prove herself.
Yeah.
Needing to prove herself.
There's not much cover beyond where we are now and the campsite, is there?
There's slightly staggered banks of rock. So if you wanted to leave ships and bottles here and go a little bit further, you could try darting between some of them to get a bit closer, but there would be moments of jeopardy in terms of where you're visible.
If I were you, I'd stay with ships and bottles because they could be pretty handy in a scrap. If the gates get closed on us, behind us, we're going to need something to get through them.
You can't see it, just to clarify, you can't see any gates, you can't see anything that built up from here.
Well, just running over people.
Oi.
Yeah. You're better in a vehicle than out.
Oi.
Right, do you want to put your hands behind your back and just hold them together?
Can I? No, because if I fall, can you bind them in front of me? Because
I'm not actually going to bind them.
No, but what? Oh. I bind them though.
That's gonna look a bit funny.
Yeah, it's gonna look weird if I'm just holding my hands behind my back.
You, your hands in front of you now have a thick rope binding around them.
Perfect. So if I fall forward, I don't want to
Move your hands.
figure myself.
Move your hands.
What? Oh!
It's
you know
not
what?
real.
That's actually very clever.
I
Fair is
know.
fair.
Is that like elastic? Or,
It be magic.
can I use it to kind of like twang rocks at people?
No.
No, all right then.
So, experimenting with this strange binding with a mastiff by your side, and you're slowly walking up, leaving the two of you and ships and bottles behind. You start approaching this camp, noticing that there are two guard-like figures who seem to be at the main entrance where some of these banks disperse, and there's like a gangway through them. Every one of you roll perception.
Everyone.
Sorry, each one of those of you approaching in the lead group.
Okay.
Sorry.
The DPS.
16.
Oh.
6. Hot.
You're the only one who seems to notice that these guards look distinctly undead. And that's where we're going to stop for the break. Authoritative start to the post-interval half. So, we left it with Tender having just realised that the guards might be zombies. As you approach.
I'm not going to tell him.
Strangely, I am not that surprised.
I am going to tell him.
Yeah? Okay.
How do you tell us?
You'll say, let's say you're about 90 feet away, you're kind of coming round a curve towards the zombies. They haven't quite spotted you yet.
Oh yeah, yeah. You think you've caught me? Oh, these bindings will not hold me. They're zombies. They're zombies. They're not. Zombies.
Can you roll?
I will escape. These paltry chains. They're zombies. Run away. It's not going to be a negotiating thing.
Can you roll performance?
That is an 11.
That's okay. They're zombies. They're not that insightful.
Can I cuff him round the face? It's a performance. I'm not actually cuffing him round the face.
Roll performance.
Ooh, that is an 18. It's relatively low for me.
Okay, that's...
We get it! We get it!
Okay, you managed to cuff around the face. How loud are you being with all that? You think you've caught me?
Loud enough so that it's basically a deception tactic, right? It's to
Yeah.
kind of be like, I'm saying things that are loud. No, I'm saying things that are quiet. No one can do that. But I am only capable of speaking at this volume. So there's no way that I can be doing
David,
this.
I've known you for 6 years. I'm well aware.
If only someone had 3 ears.
So there's a low growl, and underneath the growl, there's also a get rid of the glasses.
I can't get rid of the glasses.
There's a slightly louder growl.
Surely we can. I mean, the glasses. If this is an issue now, why are we raising it now? As we're walking towards a place. Could it not have been? You'll never take me alive. Could it?
What?
Shut up. Boats.
What are your passive perceptions? What are the 3 of your passive perceptions?
12.
12. Actually, this applies to everyone.
10.
Yeah.
12, 10.
Wait, passive.
Passive.
Yeah,
What
passive.
am I doing?
That'll be 10 plus your perception modifier.
14.
14.
11.
Perception.
Yep.
Perception, you say? That's an 18.
18. So weirdly, the 2 people who are not with the group that is
I like this
up
plan.
ahead,
I like it a lot.
you realise you can hear this from Tender louder than anything coming from this camp. Just kind of catches your ear, and when Tender stops speaking, you realise how quiet it is around this area.
We were literally told to be quiet on our way in.
Yeah.
Shit. Listen, do you think maybe? I mean, I could be quiet again, but do you not think maybe this doesn't seem like a sort of negotiating or oh no, we've caught someone. Oh no, let's have a chat sort of situation.
If you're still walking, you're about like, I'm going to say you're 30 feet away.
I say we
from
turn around, we run, we come back and try again.
I cough and point, but it is hidden. And in your head, because I'm whispering it, but you hear it as no, it is as Imera's voice. You hear, let's find out more information before we make any choices.
All right, but I'm ready to run away and try again. I feel like round 2 is going to be more successful, but here we go. All right.
Stop save scumming.
So, you head up to these 2 zombies.
Can I now see that they're zombies?
Yes, you're now so close that you definitely see that these are zombies.
Told you.
They are kind of stood side by side. Past it, you can see the general shape of the campsite. There are people here, they're going about. They are being very quiet. You can see kind of a smattering of tents, a small wooden hut. You can see that actually over towards the left area of the campsite, there is a opening to some kind of cave. And a lot further away, maybe kind of 150 or so, a couple of 100 feet, there is an outcropping of rock that is connected to the mainland by a rock bridge, and also there is a rope bridge that seems to have been built, and there is a little kind of almost dome of rock on top of that.
Interesting.
That's the general shape that you get, and there's also a mix of some humanoids and some zombies that seem to be patrolling the area, and also someone who stands out probably a bit more as a red dragonborn, who is currently in deep discussion with someone around a campfire.
As we move forward, I drag Tender with me, and I presume you follow. Move towards the red dragonborn.
Oh, are you just going straight past the zombies?
Yeah.
They stand together.
I need help, please. Can you? Hello, anyone?
This tiefling, because you're starting to raise your voice, female tiefling with kind of black leather, almost like kind of leather suit kind of vibes, but a bit more armored. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of vibe.
Dominatrix.
Gets up from where she was speaking to the Dragonborn, trying to both manage moving at speed, but also not just like crunching massively on the harsh rock. Would you keep it down?
I'm sorry. It's just that I've come from the villa. I'm here with some captives. We were attacked.
Right,
You've got to let me in, please.
What's your name?
Imera.
Oh, your house.
Yes, I am. Yes, please let me in.
Could you roll deception? Is this at advantage as a changeling who's doing this, or is it a investigation from me to see through your disguise?
It is a deception roll with advantage from me.
Okay. Deception roll at advantage.
That is a natural 20, which comes with guidance to a 28.
Yep.
I got one thing. It's not true.
That's so not true.
Okay, come, but just be quiet, all right?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realise.
Okay, wait. What are these?
Well, this is my captive. He was with them. He's some kind of bard, I think, but I took his instrument. It's fine.
Yeah.
Roll
Shut up!
performance.
Can I assist?
Performance
Shut up!
or
Bum.
deception? Sure, you've assisted, so this is at advantage.
An advantage, all right. So that's... sorry. Let's take that. That is a 16.
Damn it. Apparently that's really convincing. Okay, you
And this is my dog.
Yes, he brought us it refuses to leave his side, but if you feed it, it tends to look after you, so I've been using it.
Okay, just make sure that your captive and your captive's dog stay quiet, okay?
Are you
Do
gonna
you want to wake it?
No, of course.
Good.
Do you want to be quiet? You're going to be quiet.
Oh, I don't want to be, but you're intimidating. So, what the licking you gave me? I don't know what.
The licking? I'm letting that roll continue over, but that's me being generous.
Shut up!
After the epic battle we had, I respect and admire you as an adversary.
Shut up! And then takes your hand and
Heal.
takes you into the main campsite, where you see more individuals sat around. Takes you up to where there is a red dragonborn sat around a campfire, and sits you down there.
Sorry. Sorry. Do we need to speak at this volume?
We should be all right, okay? Just don't make any sudden loud noises, okay? And we've got some people ready in case, but yeah.
Right. Yes, a group of adventurers attacked us, and I managed to get away.
Okay, right. And what about the others?
All dead.
Okay.
I was told to come here in case of emergency, so here I am.
Okay. Well, I guess we could do a few more. I was just talking to Krisha, all right? Okay.
Yeah.
Because we've got everything ready.
Great.
Got everything in place. We're just gonna summon one of the bearers, and then everything's ready. Okay.
Great.
Your house. This is.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Should I go get her?
I mean, I don't see why not.
Right. Okay. You stay. Will you be all right here, Krisha? And this just kind of like hulking dragonborn just folds her arms and nods, and tiefling skitters off to one of the nearby tents. Looks like only be a minute or so, given the distance.
Looking at Krisha, is Krisha carrying anything, or are
2 satchels.
2 satchels? He,
Yep.
she, they.
She.
Thank you. I look at her and go, "Do you still have it?"
I've not been told to speak to you.
Just making sure that everything's still going to plan. I don't know what's going on anymore. I feel like...
Seems like you're the only person who's not had things go to plan.
Brutal.
Look, this one and his group are very powerful, various different undergods, all sorts of crazy powers.
Wait, what? He's one of the Undergods.
Yes. They're on their way here now, I think.
At
Roll-
this point, I
Roll
look at
intimidation.
Can
We'll
I?
come to that.
Am
Are you
I...
trying to? Do you want to help as the mastiff?
That was a 9.
As the mastiff, I want to start snuffling around for satchels and roll investigation.
Okay, you can do that. That just
9.
like. I guess the other ones are the scarier ones, right?
Yeah, they've got crazy abilities. Unbelievable.
25.
25. As
Killed all your friends, didn't I?
in terms of snuffling about and what you can get without fully opening, because if you start to try to open the bag, Krisha is going to just close up. But you're able to see, it does look like there's paper scrolls in there. And you can see a pouch that looks similar to the one that Artur had, because you rolled really well. Hannah, you were going to do something.
Yes, I was
So
going
yeah,
to...
you've been waiting, watching, etc.
Yeah, I was going to say it very quietly to Polaris. They've been gone a while. Also, when I had my vision thing, there was a very big, scary thing surrounded by pillars in a cave, in a cage, maybe. Things aren't always clear, but
Yeah, there was no cave in your vision, just to be clear.
okay, in a cage. Then I've misspelt the word cage in my notes. I can spell. Yeah, so just saying there might be something very large on the other side of that camp. Yeah, I don't know if that helps.
What is Polaris looking at?
He's actually absently watching sort of little flecks of electricity jump from his thumb into his fingers and kind of muttering, "Darkest before dawn."
Okay.
Did they worship your one?
Yeah. I mean, Scala's cool. He's fantastic. You know, light and truth and beauty. And with that, there's a little hair flick, and but it's very put on. That last bit, and yeah, you know, who wouldn't want someone like Scala to worship? I mean, that's where I grew up. That's where Calpurnicus, you know, also worships Scala, and yeah, big deal.
Aye.
What?
So, how secure was this cage?
Well, it just looked like pillars to me. So I suppose it was strong enough to keep it inside, but it was like the size of a small mountain. But again, these things aren't always. Dad's like, you know. Yeah, like just sometimes a bit. Say one thing and then you think it means that, right? And you go along that and you're like, yeah, I totally
He's
understand.
not the deity of finishing sentences, is he?
Okay, take this sentence. Sometimes I try my best and I try and interpret things and it's hard. So, sorry for trying to help. What we're going to face, thought you might like to know. And with that, Phoebe genuinely takes a seat further back in the cart.
If you're trying your best, then I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm just saying, I think that there's something really bad through that camp, and we haven't heard from them in a while, and it would be a good idea, maybe, even if we don't hear from them for a while, to just, I mean, neither of us have sending, but agree on a time and then go?
Aye.
Okay.
When I get to 100. 99.
Okay.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, you've been left just for a moment or two with Krisha before Mantra gets back.
I think I was gonna do a quick sending and do a message. I don't know how I'm gonna communicate because I know that you can somehow communicate with me telepathically, but I don't know.
Message.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
but
both have message.
I don't have that, so I'm just gonna be like.
You can reply.
Pointing under the arm. What?
I think it might be really handy since we've got 2 people outside that they don't know about. Might be kind of handy if maybe a fairly loud but not too loud distraction took place outside. Get them a bit riled up. We'll take what we need from whatever they,
Wait.
ruckus.
Wait.
Ruckus.
As you're thinking, ruckus, this human. Oh,
You've seen the things in the bag. Have you seen the thing that we're supposed to get?
I don't know what the thing we're supposed to get is.
Fuck's sake.
now, you all know that there were 3 items, though you may have forgotten this. This is more me like reminding players in case you need to know. There were 2 items that were taken from the Lorinare house: the sunken crown and Lorinare's gauntlet.
Yes.
So presumably you're looking for a crown and a gauntlet.
Neither of which is in these satchels.
Nope.
But what is in these satchels is the components for a spell that they obviously need quite a bit. If we've had at least 2, by my count, different messengers bringing the same constituent parts.
Stone shape.
So,
Yeah, stone shape and chalks and jacinth spell
So-
components.
That's not what we're here for, so it doesn't matter. Cool.
no, but
Well-
if they're about to summon something, surely they need things to summon it.
It's at this point that a human woman with a shock of kind of messy ginger hair comes out of a tent with this tiefling, looks at you, and what kind of roll?
Performance.
Is it
Performance or deception? I don't mind either way.
Okay, roll, I'd say deception, because this is someone who's closer. Oh my god. That's not gonna...
28.
Mine was a 6 on the dice. So, just...
So if you... Ratha always wears the glasses.
Might be an advantage for you, I
You're
guess.
still... Yeah, you've got weird glasses on. Nah, I mean, that's a 14 on the dice. It's still not going to come anywhere near you.
Cool.
And just reaches her arms out to you and comes straight over to give you a hug
I reach out and accept the hug.
and just holds you. Why are you here?
They attacked us and...
Oh god, I'm so glad you're safe.
It's okay. I'm fine.
Right. Okay.
Which one of us killed this person?
Yeah.
Which one? Okay, just cool.
Yeah.
I just wanted to
They're
keep
not
track of
here,
who killed
that's
the real
fine.
version
Yeah,
of this
yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who... Wait, that's not... What happened to Dalish?
Gone. I kidnapped one of them. This one's,
This one tried to kill you.
yeah. How? There's no time. The others are on our tail. There is no time.
What? Okay, right, mantra, yeah? We need... If the others are here soon, yes, I know, I've already sent a message to one of the bearers. Don't worry, we're all going to get it done really quickly.
Should we
right,
not, should we
Krisha,
not
you
pause?
come with me.
Should we not pause? Should we not wait?
No, if they're coming, we need to get this done quickly. Okay, we don't want them endangering anything.
Oh, we will.
Could we? Okay. Could.
Okay, right,
Can I
Krisha, you
help?
head over to the hut. Okay.
Can I help? I want to help in any way I can.
Look, the best way you can do to help is stay safe. Okay, I don't want to be worrying about you doing. All
No,
of
I am
this.
part of this. I am part of this, and I want to help.
Roll
This
persuasion.
all sounds very engaging, which means that nobody's looking at the dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dog mission.
What is the dog? The mastiff's big day out.
Dog control tutorial tooltip.
What is the dog trying to do?
The dog is trying to nose into one of the sacks to draw out one of the small pouches.
Okay. Could you roll me like I know it's not hands, but sleight of hand.
25 on persuasion.
Okay, and this is
Sleight of
versus
muzzle.
Inside.
Krish's passive, to be honest, because I'm not looking out for it.
18.
You're trying to knock the pouch out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you successfully knock the pouch out.
Eat it.
Job mission.
Yeah.
And that with a 25 on persuasion. Okay. Okay,
Please let me be part of it.
okay, come with me to the hut. We'll need backup in case anything goes wrong, okay? Look, just
Okay.
come with me. There's something special there.
Can-
Okay, so
Can I take... The dog's been really nice to me.
Okay, yeah. Bring the dog. Are you holding the pouch like in your mouth?
Inside of the mouth, but
Eat
not
it.
It's a big
swallowing
mouth.
it.
Eat it.
like soft mouse with the egg and the dogs.
You
and
can
they
keep
don't-
it inside your mouth. If you undergo any shocks or surprises or such like, you will have to make a roll to make sure you don't swallow it out of shock.
Okay.
Like when you try to kind of just like pouch a, whatever.
It was a quiet day in the death camp, and you are a horrible mastiff.
I'm
So-
a great Dane.
Right, okay, yes. Yeah, you go over. I know what you're doing. Okay, you. We'll have to guard you. Though we've caught you. That's great. So you are dragged over to... And once I've described this, we will cut back to York, because I know you're counting down.
I need to check something. I need to check something.
You
Hang
are
on.
being taken to the soul shed, which
Is-
is kind of wattle, daub, and stone.
Is tender remaining within 60 feet? No, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What is this?
You know me. It's message,
The
right?
bindings.
Oh,
I'll bind you.
oh, yes.
Hang on.
What?
No, it's up to 10 minutes concentration. It doesn't appear to spot within range and lasts for the duration.
Oh, it's not. I'm gonna break it at some point.
Yeah.
It's-
I've got a feeling it's going to be the least of your problems.
yeah.
Just checking.
Yeah.
You're taken to a small stone wattle and daub hut, which is the only actual building here. Halstis leads you through with the mastiff, and it is just quite a small hut which has a couple of shutters either side. During a period of wartime, it was used for sending and seeing smoke signals along the coast of the Barrenlands. However, it's been repurposed to just general storage. There's kind of food here and such like, but there is also a plain wooden box with a lock on it that has a note on top that has been kind of pinned in with a couple of darts that says, "For emergencies." And Halstis just goes, okay, what we do, we watch here.
Yeah.
If anything really bad happens, we use this. And I don't want to freak you out.
No, it's fine.
So just trust me on this, okay?
So not the crown or the gauntlets or anything?
No, I mean, the gauntlet's not even... We've only got the crown. The
Oh,
gauntlet had
sorry.
to go...
I was confused about that. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
I'll
Don't
roll
worry,
again
the
if you like.
crown is safe. And
on the
it's so close.
Okay.
Okay, meanwhile, Mantra goes and gets a couple of zombies who aren't up to much. Couple of zombies.
So not the ones who are in the crocheting circle right now.
Grabs a couple of zombies, points to you, and then they sit just either side of you and link arms with you. Just to try and stabilize you and weigh you down. So you've got a zombie on each side. And
Chorus line for
When you walk into the
zombies.
club.
Zombie on every arm. Every arm.
Polaris and Phoebe. It has genuinely been quite a bit of time now.
5 cannonballs. 4 cannonballs. 3 cannonballs.
Sorry.
2
They get a
cannonballs.
message from me being weighed down with I don't want this to stop.
I wanted to stop.
Please, no, to actually stop just for a moment. David, talk.
There's something big. Be quiet. I'm now Really, prisoner? But Gwendolyn, because she doesn't understand how this works, is in.
10 more?
Come in quiet. Round back. They are all zombies now.
That's it. That's where it finishes.
You
So
fucking
that
idiot.
is what Polaris gets.
Tender's text talk.
Yeah.
He's like a dad with a text thing he doesn't understand.
At least he doesn't sign off.
Okay, what you get back?
I actually said it to Phoebe.
Oh,
did
sorry.
you?
Oh, okay,
Oh,
fine.
sorry,
You piece of shit! It hurts my eye after a while.
Sorry.
In which case,
Is that what you want?
cotton ball. Right. You gonna stop me?
Do you pass that on?
I pass the message on. Sorry for the audience. Can we be quiet on a rhino?
Is that a saying?
No!
Aye. All right. Stay. Anchor. Right. No.
Hat.
I'm saying that the rhino thinks whenever you go "arr," you're kind of trying to be like a rhino.
Yeah. Arr. Arr. Ah. Nothing better happened to you.
Would you say you're getting attached to this rhino, Tom?
But right now, literally, I'm getting off the rhino.
And you're trying to go round.
Not
People!
again!
You people!
You're trying to go round the back.
Yeah, there isn't a. I disregard that stupid advice because there isn't a back.
Yeah, there is instead of a back, there is just like cliff faces.
Yes.
Like 90 feet drops.
Which angle of endless waste would you like to approach? It's like, great.
I can fly.
Yes, you can
I
fly.
can fly. I can fly.
You can fly.
I can fly.
You can fly.
I can fly. Yes.
Why didn't you say you can fly?
You saw me fly last time. I killed someone, remember? It was really cool.
I literally don't remember that.
Okay. You take the rhino. Cause
Oh my god.
It's a hard biscuit.
You're making more noise than anyone else in the camp right now with that biscuit.
Arr. We gotta go in quiet. Do you fly silently?
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to fly round the back. You cause a distraction out front, maybe?
I can do that.
Okay. Toodles.
Okay. So
All right.
you are able to fly round the back, and so basically what you would be doing is flying just over the cliff edge or such. Like if you wanted to, you could duck down, so you are going alongside the cliff,
Yeah.
because otherwise you are very exposed.
Yes, I would like to be less exposed.
Yes. You can go.
The Hannah Raymond-Cox story.
You can go down the side of the cliff
So
and
close.
run along. And indeed, from the area that you actually then approach from, it's just near the hut that you're currently in. And you also see someone appear on a teleportation circle, which is in a little ledge. With a mask and, so not looking suspicious at all, mask, humanoid figure, hood, and long robes that seems, and also gloves seemingly covering their entire form, who is being met by a tiefling.
Cock.
You are heading around the front to make some kind of distraction.
I would like to just start. I'd like to sort of, the shot is just the big old thing we're behind from the other side.
Yeah.
And I just walk out and just start walking towards whatever entrance there is to this thing.
Cool. There are 2 zombies that just stand side by side to stand in front of you.
So I get there quite quickly. As in, how far away are they from me?
They
God.
initially are about like 90 feet, I think we said.
Okay.
So you can just kind of be striding up
Yeah.
to them.
Okay. In that case, I do.
Inside the hut, can I keep talking to Halstis?
Yes. We're going to have a little bit of this and then it will distraction
Yeah.
time.
Because
It's 90 feet. It's intercut with my swagger.
Yeah.
'Cause let's face it, I'm a privateer captain. I swagger.
Okay.
I don't understand. Where is the crown?
What's over there? And points through the little
Yeah.
visor. Make me an intelligence check.
Oh God.
Or is this where you're not?
Yeah.
This is super okay.
Oh no, sorry. It can be perception or investigation. Actually, choose which.
Perception or investigation?
Yeah.
So it's a skill check. 12 plus 2, 14.
The outcropping of rock that's connected by rope bridge and rock bridge. It has a bump on it, and studying it, you realise the bump isn't actually made of rock. It is a separate bump that is coloured to look like rock, and actually looks a bit more like a hut, semicircular hut.
Okay. And that's where the crown is?
Well, yes, to keep it safe. I mean, that's where the gateway has to be.
I reach a hand out and cup her face?
Yes.
Cool. It's been a long day, and I cast suggestion. Maybe you should have a lie down.
So this is
Wisdom
Wisdom
saving throw.
save?
Yes, it is.
Actually, this one's been rolling terribly for me.
Oh.
So let's try. That's a 19 on the dice. So that's a 23.
You got anything for that one?
Why
Are
are
we?
you suddenly little Edie from Grey Gardens?
It doesn't work.
Yeah, she looks back at you and goes, look, I know we're both tired, but I don't want to miss this. I wouldn't miss this moment for the world.
So the Mastiff is slowly snuffling around the walls.
Sure.
Is there anything stacked along the walls, or
There's food, there's kind of bundles in cloth of cured meats, things like that.
would you say there was, say, a sack of beans?
Sure, there's a sack of beans.
And the sack of beans would be snuffled at by a dog,
Sure.
which may have deposited something that it was holding in its mouth within the sack of beans.
Roll sleight of hand. I mean,
Bench
sleight of
of
mouth.
jaw. An action I've ever heard.
Sleight of mouth.
Hypothetically speaking.
Non-natural 20.
Jesus. Okay, you managed to. I'm gonna say what you can't like get it in, but you can get it under. So it's like tucked under this
Right.
sack.
Okay.
Meanwhile, just to kind of check in with where everyone is, you are currently flying around the edge of this cliff. You're in your chorus line of zombies. Are you doing anything with them at the moment? just
One leg up. Like
Come on, lads.
no, yeah, lads. I don't know. Shall we? Hey, that's all.
These are zombies that actually do understand like common, but they can't speak it. So they do get everything you're saying.
We're just making sure that no, that's all right. I got nothing.
Polaris, you're getting closer to the zombies at the main entrance.
I'd like to swagger up to them, and they don't take hostile action. They just step in.
No,
front of me?
they step in. Yeah.
Okay. I'd like to look around to see if I can see Phoebe, because she was going to fly in while I'm doing this.
Are you staying pretty staunchly along the edge of the cliffs?
I'm trying to head for the place where I thought I saw in my vision was the...
That would be the outcropping of rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I'm heading for. So, yes, I'm trying to stay as hidden as possible.
You'll need to make... I'd like you to make me... You can either take a longer route round, where you use the rock bridge to kind of cover you, so you'd be going under and then round the back of it.
Yep.
But that will take longer. However, I'll allow advantage to stealth. Or you can kind of beeline it, which is quick, but it's harder to stealth because there's very little to hide behind.
Okay.
And that'll determine whether Polaris can see you.
Okay. Hannah would take longer, but Phoebe would not.
Okay,
So
can you please
roll stealth. Wow. That's an 18. That's with -1.
Nice.
Wow. Nice.
I think other people, part of it, not to demean Phoebe's abilities,
No.
people are pretty distracted.
Yeah.
They're quite busy with a lot of things, and also some of them are zombies who aren't that perceptive. So you are able to absolutely beeline it and kind of whip yourself back round the side of this outcropping of rock, which, Polaris, you will probably get like a little flash of. Just because it's very swift movement and you're actually actively looking out for Phoebe. So you can see that.
And that satisfies me that she's in position to do what the plan is.
Cool.
So I think as I reach the two zombies as they flash, going go 3 cannonball, 2 cannonball, 1 cannonball. And then there is a sound like a tsunami hitting a lighthouse.
Sounds
As
very
I-
loud.
Oh,
That
no.
sounds very,
As
very
I cast
loud.
Thunder Wave.
Oh, dude, my dude.
Okay.
Make a big noise distraction at the front.
No,
You did it! You said it to Phoebe, who then said go and make some noise at the front.
So you
it's
cast
like-
Thunderwave. That's what, a 15-foot cube in front of yourself, but the
It
sound is
is-
audible like 300 feet-ish.
Good lord, yeah, 300 feet exactly, actually, Chloe, yes.
So, what save do the zombies who are in front of you? They're the only ones who are close enough. What do they have to make?
I would like these zombies to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
That is a 19 and a 12.
One passes, one doesn't.
Okay.
One
Roll
therefore will
damage.
take full 2d8. The other, one will take full 2d8 and be pushed 10 feet away. The other takes half and doesn't.
Okay.
The total damage is 10, so 10 and 5, please, and one of them is pushed, etc. 10 feet. I kind of look down as I have and look up. Aye.
With that, right.
Oh no.
I said be quiet.
well,
You did,
Well,
and
you
I was
told
given
them
new
to-
information.
well, yeah.
Chinese
To be
whispers.
honest, though, we were told like the bad guys needed to be quiet.
That's fine.
Yeah. They want other things.
They don't want what's about to happen, but we don't know that we don't want it to happen. I'm guessing we don't want it to happen.
What if you got to be really
Let's see how
quiet?
you feel about what I described.
You got to be really quiet because Captain
So-
America is nearby.
The moment what's it? So
Really like
one of these zombies just gets pushed away and is lying prone on the ground. The other one just stands firm, but kind of feels the shockwaves of this go through them. Everyone hears this. Everyone who is here hears this. So you suddenly hear, and you can easily see Polaris. You can hear this coming from behind, even behind this area. Everyone who is near someone in this camp, whether they're humanoid or zombie, notices that they hear this. Most people are now looking directly at Polaris, including the individual who has just come up from the teleportation circle that was in a ledge on the cliff and is now at the ground level with everyone else next to the tiefling looking straight at you. Halstis hears this, freaked out, and starts reaching for the box that says for emergencies.
Can I cast message surreptitiously enough to message the dog?
I'll allow, like,
you see
Halstis
the
is
dog?
freaked out because this is the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Hey! 18 years old, that program.
You hear in your head Imera's voice saying, "Fuck it, attack after I do," and I pull out a dagger and try and jam it in the back of Halstis's neck.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do this little bit of combat here, and then we're going to kind of have to span out to the entire camp because of what's just about to happen. So this is
God of
a
healing
surprise
arrives.
round. I will allow because Halstis is definitely going to be surprised that her distant lover that she has been in touch with and working in this kind of cultish setup for a long time is just about to stab her in what, the throat?
Back of the neck.
Back of the neck.
Yeah, come on.
Could you please make an attack roll?
24.
I mean, yes.
6 points of damage.
Okay. Like, you do kind of nick stuff, but you don't hit an artery or
No, it's not
anything
my
like
strong
around there. And Emera suddenly swings round. However, you were... Halstus swings round. Just shocked and not knowing what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Since you were told attack after I do, you can get one in before we go to any kind of initiative.
Attack and all the rest of it.
Right, but can I do that in this form?
You still have all your
You
abilities.
have bite. If you
Does the
wanted
bite get sneak attack because still has all of their abilities?
Yes, you
I
are.
mean,
You are still a
nobody's-
rogue.
Yeah.
You are just a dog.
I am from a film company and would like to invest in your pitch.
But yes. And you have someone within 5 feet. So yeah.
Sneak attacks with somebody to get advantage.
Yep.
Much
Alright, so
sneak.
I'm rolling with advantage on the attack then.
No, it's just a straight attack.
It'll just be that you get sneak attack.
Alright. 11.
I'm afraid that does not hit. You just kind of snap wildly.
That's the one thing.
So we currently have this little situation here. Whilst Halstus is swinging around, probably have the right name in my notes because that was Halstus swings around and is shocked and stunned. Those of you who are outside, probably all of you will be able to see this apart from those who are in this little hut. The cave mouth that is just to the left-hand side of the entrance, there is this sound of things shifting in there, of a lot of rock and ash and ground up, possibly bones, who knows, being shifted under the weight of something. And there's a horrible kind of skittering sound of something that shouldn't really have that many legs or move in quite such a way. It doesn't quite get out because it was asleep and has just woken up, but there is something that you might say is a huge monstrosity that is just about to climb out of that cave.
We don't know.
So, this is going to get a little bit crunchy because there is a lot of people here who are going to try to achieve a lot of things. First off, we don't tend to do kind of initiative in terms of everyone doing individual rolls. What we like to do is the audience calling a dice roll. If you call it correctly, then the PCs go first. If you don't, then the NPCs go first. So my question is, odds or evens? Evens. Really confident and unified in that. It is a 2. So.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly need to grab everyone's dexterity modifiers.
Hit me with your written skill.
So starting with Polaris.
Oh boy, I believe it is a +1.
Okay, cool. Tender.
+1.
Cool. You can choose whoever goes first. I mean, one of you is unencumbered and the other is currently in a chorus line of zombies. Phoebe.
-1.
Tender.
But
Sorry, not Tender. Ratha.
+2.
And
+3.
Cool. So we've got Aware.
Oh, we're gonna kill her. Yeah.
Yes.
So, you are in this tiny little hut, sounds of thunder and such like outside, and Halstus has just spun round and is looking at you. So you'll go first.
Well, if I'm there, Is she armed?
You can see a short sword, and there's a hand crossbow on her back. Short sword is currently sheathed.
Short sword is currently sheathed. Yeah, fuck it, you told me to attack. Go for the throat.
Jeez.
13.
I'm afraid it misses. Is it that you're trying to? Is this trying to bite, or so you just kind of jump but don't
Just like
go
snap at
wide?
her face.
Yes, are there any, like, you have some bonuses, so you could hide or such like, you've got cunning action, or you can use your movement.
Yeah, I'll disengage.
Yep.
And jump on top of the crate.
Oh, for emergencies one?
Yep.
Okay. Ratha.
Okay. Yep. I spin the wand out of my pocket. Is there currently a 20-foot cube that doesn't include me and Aware?
In this hut?
Yes.
If you were to angle it, you could catch just Halstis. Potentially, if it's something that can go through walls. I mean, this is wattle and door, but it's not like lead or anything. Yeah. You might catch someone outside. You don't know.
It doesn't go through walls.
Okay, so you can angle it so it just catches them. Her.
Can she please make a dexterity saving throw?
Okay. That is a 2 on the dice.
A massive, thick, sticky webbing comes out of the wand and I get like a good 3/4 of this hut, I presume. Like it's 20 foot
so
cube.
you're using your wand of web.
I am, yes, that's great.
Okay.
They're anchored between 2 solid masses, so she is caught in it and she is restrained.
Okay.
She can use her action to try and break free on her turn. Once she is restrained, I will step back. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. You recognise a look that is of just horror and shock and not understanding what's happening and why someone she cares about is doing this to her right now.
In which case, if I see that look...
Have you done this before?
Sorry, I say recognise. That may have been misleading. I just said, like, identify.
I was being curious anyway.
True. You may well have.
Yeah.
Yes. No, it's an action to change my appearance, so I went.
Okay.
Okay. Polaris or Tender. Yeah, fair.
Well, I've made the noise.
Yep.
There's a zombie 10 feet away who's prone, and there's a zombie right next to me.
Yep.
I draw my trident, still relatively new, and just make an attack.
Sure.
There's a zombie.
Make an
next
attack.
to me.
I assume this is the one that's right next to you.
The one that's right next to me.
Yep.
Yeah. Getting equipment up on beyond. Do maintain the suspense. It's +1 trident, everyone. That's a critical failure. Wasn't that worth it, everyone?
Oh, I love this game.
Critical failure. What happens is you go to do it, but it's a new trident.
Yeah,
it's a
weighted
little bit
differently.
Yeah, it's weighted differently, and it just goes into the ground, and like you can't quite get it out the ground. Yeah.
Okay.
It's jammed in there.
It's jammed in there. I have extra attack. So you're saying I don't currently have my weapon because of the fail. It's jammed in there, or
I'll be nice. You can use your bonus to just like.
You don't need to be nice.
Make me a strength check.
Oh no, I have a thing.
Sorry, no, I'll let you do your fancy thing.
You build it up too much now. I think I realize, and again, it's like I instinctively try to pull it out, but realize, strength actually, I would need to exert myself for 6 seconds to get this out, all that stuff. So instead, I go, reach upwards and like realign myself on a different angle to the zombie, and then using my bonus action. My trident flies out of the ground directly into my hands, and then I make my second attack.
Oh.
Nice.
Eldritch Knights.
Oh.
Make your attack roll.
That's a 3.
Turn that dice.
I will destroy it. Thanks, wizards. What? Where are my actions? I mean, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Actually, zombies do have crazy low AC, so let's find out. 11.
11.
That might hit, actually. No.
These aren't standard zombies,
okay,
for
fair
one
enough.
thing.
Well, I cockily and then just
You probably like have implanted it into a bit of the zombie, but it's a bit that it's
Yeah,
a
it's a
zombie
bit that
doesn't
doesn't
really care
matter.
about it.
I really expertly like cleave off like a good old chunk of like above shoulder flesh that is like, well, okay.
As it comes, it almost like comes off in a shrug.
Yeah.
Is what happens with that. Do you want to use any movement? Obviously, attacks opportunity, but you can.
I think I look down at the one that's prone. No, and just stare back at this one. There's a kind of point of pride here now. I've really let myself down. You know, let the trident down and everything.
Tender.
Oh, you're going to be so sorry. My really cool friends are coming. They're going to break me out of here. They're really skillful and talented. One of them's like a cool pirate. Yeah, oh, they're going to get you. Oh, yeah.
Are you going to do anything in this fight?
You want to
Like you see that you are on the precipice of chaos breaking out.
do a fun dance? I mean, they're not moving at all. They're not kind of going to check what's going on, or
They're looking over there, but they've been told, and they can
zombies.
only really follow
Fine.
certain simplistic instructions.
and
like
am I being held in a way that would allow me to try and disengage, or is it?
you can try.
Because I'm being held by 2 zombies.
Yes.
All right.
Make me a strength check to try and like break. It'll be like a grapple.
Bless you.
So I will roll for the zombies. Oh.
On me.
Oh, it's a 16.
Fit.
So 22 and a 23.
All right.
What I'll allow, just because I like the image, is you can move if you want. You'll move at half speed, and you will be dragging 2 zombies with you.
We'll all agree that we all want to see what's going on, right? I'm not trying to escape. I just want you to have the best point of view, so that you can do your jobs. Hey, all right, here we go.
They can understand.
Yeah.
So yeah, very much like dead weights. You can move 15 feet.
All right, you can help me.
You're suddenly realizing the new places your body aches now that it's aged. All that stuff.
Hey, David, you old.
Do you want to use any bonus actions, like, inspiration because you're a bard?
Yeah, but for whom? I mean, I thought I was inside. I can't see anyone.
No, you're by the
By
campfire.
the camera, can I see anyone?
You can see Polaris.
There he is. Look at him failing.
You called me cool during your in-world dialogue.
Right. And so we move with daggers drawn. It's always darkest for the dawn. Hey, a little bit of inspiration for you there.
Nice.
Do I hear that?
And so we move. Turns out being quiet didn't work, did it? No, didn't get that. May as well yell my bloody head off now.
Phoebe,
Yes.
you have successfully got round behind this little outcrop. At the moment, you can just see this kind of dome that is coloured to look like it's part of the rock, but isn't. And from this vantage point, you can see that people are starting to move, people are starting to get worried, and also a fair few of them, tiefling, someone in a kind of cloak, are approaching. They're obviously coming towards the rope bridge to come closer to this area. What would you like to do?
Can I see something that looks like a crown or a gauntlet?
You cannot currently.
Okay. Please hold. While Hannah tries to understand spatial things. So, there is a set of cliffs. There is the camp in front of the cliffs. There is... Yay!
You patronize me. I know what this means.
For those listening, Chloe's just pulled out a very rudimentary map.
I'm just going to cover that bit that looks like a crown.
But where can it
The
be?
crown's under her thumb.
You are around here. So there's
Okay.
an outcrop of rock.
Yep.
The rope bridge that kind of leads up and ahead away from you.
Uh-huh.
Rock bridge off to your right-hand side.
Okay.
Frozen, spiky waves underneath you.
Right.
And then kind of up ahead to the right-hand side is the main campsite.
And people are coming from the
From the
rocky
main
bit
campsite.
or from the rope bridge?
rope bridge.
Great.
It looked like people might have been avoiding the rock bridge because it was quite close to the mouth of a cave where Bahir lived, but...
Yeah. I like burninating, so I would quite enjoy...
Yep.
Why do I feel like that's a bad choice now? Too late. I would like to use, I guess, Sacred Flame on an object, even though it's on a creature.
I'll allow that, like, using Sacred Flame on an object is alright. I'm still going to ask you to make an attack roll because it's more, obviously, about angling it and actually hitting the right object.
Yeah. Okay. Nat 20.
Ooh. Ooh.
So,
Take it to the bridge.
I mean, I would ask what kind of damage...
Take it to the chorus.
What kind of damage you do, but this is a rope bridge. It's vulnerable to fire. So, it just starts going up. I mean, it's rope with wooden slats underneath, but from the end that you're at, it has just burst into flames, and it's got maybe a round, 2 rounds before it just will actually break through, and the bridge will likely swing back.
Donkey!
What is your name?
That's your action?
That's my action for my movement. Can I try and go towards the thing that pretends to be a dome, but is not... Well, that pretends to be the part of the rock, but is in fact...
Yes, absolutely.
So I would just like to fly that away.
Yep. You cannot get inside. You can't even see an entrance.
That's fine.
But you can get right next to it.
Cool. I've got ideas.
Is it burning it? Is it burning it?
She's not got a ton of tricks. She's got more, but canonically, in character right now.
Burn.
Fire. Ah.
Okay, so that's all of you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do individual acts because there are 5 humanoids, 10 zombies, and this person who is just teleported in, and also a very big thing in the cave. So I'm just going to kind of do a few rolls for like little groups and what they're doing and describe what's happening. So the zombies that are dotted around, some of them are going directly to the cave's mouth, as though they've been instructed to put themselves in harm's way. This is going to be struggling and against the web makes a strength
save, strength check.
2 on the dice. Trying to reach for the one that says for emergencies and just going, what are you doing?
I stepped back in the last turn. She should have had an attack opportunity with disadvantage.
Thank you very much.
Integrity.
Only being fair.
I mean, that's 7 on the dice, which means if we have 14.
Yeah, that hits.
Nice. Okay, so
That's why you're not ridiculously OP.
yeah, that is 9 piercing damage, and
Owie.
because they were prepared for stuff, and yeah, she doesn't know what you're doing and needs
Fine.
to
Wait,
stop you.
her sword was sheathed though. She had never drawn the sword.
Yeah, and
And
then
she
she
is
got
restrained.
webbed.
That is
Yeah.
also
She's
true.
restrained. Fair. Tries to like go get the sword, but I'm gonna say with that roll is able to like get the sword out,
Fine.
but can't actually make any attacks with it.
Okay.
But is saying like, "What are you doing?" Any responses?
Yeah. Imera looks confused and torn.
Houstis, can you roll?
It's
Can you
not
roll-
a deception roll. It's not a deception roll.
She doesn't know whether to trust you.
Yeah.
This isn't so much about who you are.
Mhm.
This is about whether to trust you.
Which she absolutely can't.
So it's an insight, I guess, versus whether you want to do deception or performance.
Imera looks confused and doesn't know what to do because Rathar feels confused, doesn't know what to do.
Okay. No, that's a 7 on the dice. So,
Yeah, fine.
okay, if Imera genuinely looks, Open the box! We can use it! That's what you get. We'll come back to that.
I'm going to wait for my turn.
Yep. In the meantime, Mantra and the individual who is entirely cloaked, masked, etc., see the rope bridge getting engulfed in flames, and also know that there's no point actively trying to avoid that area because that's been woken up, and will use all of their movement to try and go via the rock bridge instead. So we're just sweeping around the outside of the camp. They won't get near enough to any of you to have attacks of opportunity. And additionally, Krisha gets up and runs to follow them. There are kind of shouts coming from different areas of the camp going, now, now, now. There's not much time. It's them. They're coming. The tiefling's one of them, that kind of thing. Just cacophonous sounds. Cacophonous sounds from everyone. And
Chaos.
there are also a couple of, you hear a couple of mentions of your explicit name. Because as you'll remember from the Lorinare house, they had a very detailed description of you.
Yeah.
As
Kind of
everyone starts moving around. However, no one's attacking you two because you're in there with Halstis.
Yep.
No one has seen you yet in that particular area because you have suitable cover. Actually, some people will have seen you. 1 second, there is something I need to check in terms of what people might be able to do to you.
Is it how Tiny Hut works?
Whether things can go from inside to outside.
Physical objects can, magic can't.
Okay, in that case.
And if whoever cast it steps out from inside it, it breaks.
Yeah, they're not going to bother to step out. There are going to be 2 attacks made on you. One of those is a 24.
Well,
One of
that
those
sure
is
do
a
hit.
17.
Both hit.
Okay.
Can I...
These are 2 crossbow bolts that just straight into you.
Can I see them? Can I see who's fired a crossbow
No,
bolt at
you
me?
just see in this kind of weird, twisted way,
Ouch.
2 crossbow bolts come out of what this kind of badly disguised stone is.
Okay.
And those do. Let me see. That is 9 and 5, so 14.
Okay.
Damage. And can you please make me a Constitution saving throw?
Yep, let me just do my damage.
That's fair.
And then... Sorry. Bad times.
So yes, Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's a 21.
You feel something.
Oh, wait. Is that... No. Yeah.
21.
Yeah, 21.
That's fine. Like 19 on the dice, there was no way you were going to fail. You feel something almost kind of like spiky, a bit like earlier with the salt water and the stuff, but just like worse.
How?
And you are not poisoned. Okay, so that happens to you with those 2 bolts coming out of there. No one can be bothered. You're just like dragging some zombies towards where the big thing that they're kind of scared of is.
Can I see Phoebe? All this happening? Oh, this is happening now. That's fine. In my next turn, I will start moving towards Phoebe, but at the moment, I've just been...
Yeah, I'll allow it because you're looking around. You kind of are. You look, and then you do see, because also one of the characteristic things you've seen Phoebe do before is set things on fire.
Yeah. I see a
There
fire.
is a big
I see
fire.
I hear a loud noise. I'm like, right, this is Phoebe.
Yeah. Okay, so people are kind of near the base of the rock bridge. They'd need to clear it before they can do anything there. Back to Aware. You are on top of the box.
So she is restrained. In which case I jump off of the box. Are there any handles or anything on the box?
There is a lock on the front, but it's also something that looks like it could be forced if necessary.
But are there any handles?
Afraid Doggo's gonna have trouble.
Yeah.
Doggo.
Okay.
If you want to attack her, attack her.
But I don't. There's no need to attack her because she's restrained.
Cool.
You can hold an action if you want to.
Right, I will hold an opportunity attack.
Hold and attack.
Hold an attack. Should she start breaking free of this?
Sure.
She's
Cool.
got
That's your trigger is
Yeah.
if she breaks free. Ratha.
I go over to the box. Said it's locked.
Yes. You get a sense that you can try and unlock, or you can just try and force it.
Is there a key in the lock?
There is not a key in the lock.
Where's the key?
My pocket. There is a coat with pockets in the web.
If I come and take it, will you hurt me?
I don't know. Look, it
I'm
needs to be-
sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not me. I'm someone else pretending to be her. I'm sorry. Can I get the key?
No.
I don't.
No.
I'm so sorry. My love, I'm sorry.
I'm not your love.
I am part of. She's part me now.
Is there anything you want to do? Because 6 seconds.
I step back and I Eldritch Blast the lock.
Okay. Roll attack.
16.
It just.
A cool unlocking.
I like that. It just kind of reverberates and just like.
Does it smash? It breaks open.
Yeah.
Cool. Step forward, flip the top off. What's inside?
It is a scroll of Dominate Monster. Halstis is just screaming
Leave the
no.
rhino alone.
Halstis is screaming
I'll give it a
no
Polaris then.
constantly.
I
As
do
you're
have
doing
a second Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
There are tears streaming down Imera's face because she's part of Rathar now. As shooter at point blank range. 26.
Yeah.
8 points of damage.
Okay.
Um,
You get a sense that Halstis is quite hardy, but yeah, this is.
Chipping away.
It is chipping away at her.
Yeah, Imera does not look okay. Holding the scroll. Can I use that? I'm going to Google it.
It is one that I will say, because the purpose was for individual members of the camp in an emergency to control the thing they're scared of. It is written so that, for instance, you don't have to like be a specific kind of spellcaster or whatever.
Okay.
I know that sometimes scrolls can have those kind of mechanical requirements, but I'm not implementing them here.
So it's literally just that I can use this spell now. Once.
Yep.
Cool.
Polaris,
Go.
you were doing bad at fighting.
Yeah. But it seems like the zombies were just sort of scrapping with me, right? They on the kind of generic enemy's turn. They kind of
Yeah, I'll.
There was some slugging away. I've earned myself some damage, probably. Hooray!
Yes, sorry, because I did forget.
That's
the
fine.
the one that's on the ground
Yeah.
is not doing well. But that's what is your AC?
18.
Well, it's a 17 on the dice, so
Yeah, fine.
hits. And it does 9 points of bludgeoning damage and
Ouch.
8 points of necrotic damage as it just slams itself straight into you.
Okay. I think, given the situation, as that happens, as has happened once before, kind of it slams on, like grabs the arm and like does an awful lot. But again, these kind of bone-free, watery arms kind of fill with a kind of. They kind of like fill with sort of black, with like the water turns very black for a second because of the necrotic.
Yeah.
And it kind of like dissipates a little bit and kind of and like I start to sort of pulse slightly and feel a little uncomfortable. But that's the reaction that I use when I get attacked.
Yep.
What was the total amount of damage there?
Total amount of damage, it was
like 8 plus
9,
something, yeah.
and then it was I think 8 necrotic.
Yeah. That's
So
real.
17.
That's a lot, is what that is. Okay, 17. I'm going to attack back
Yep.
And because this zombie seems not like a normal zombie, or anything that Polaris has handled, just go for an attack. Let's see what happens. For flip's sake, first one is a 3. Well, 11 again.
Do you need to borrow a dice?
I've got my Bilbo dice. Bilbo has seen me through in meta times. I have extra attacks, so
Yep.
I just attack it again. And okay, 15.
Oh,
Not a
sorry.
1. Not a 1.
I did look like that from a distance.
No.
Okay, a 15 does, I believe, hit.
Okay.
Yes.
And so once again, as the sex, it's kind of like a jab, and then a swing back round, and then just I don't know, like flipping it round in the air and kind of going with a trident and striking. It does. How do tridents do? I think they're like with 2 hands. They're with D8.
Yep.
So this is D8 plus. Fun bits. 8. Oh shit! Yeah. Whoa. No. Plus 5. Plus 5. Come on, guys. That's 11 magical piercing. And as that happens, kind of the energy, as mentioned, that had kind of dissipated into me, kind of crackles through me again, and
This is you using your special god power.
it is. Yep, and lightning kind of surges down from my shoulders and kind of almost like coming into a central point on this, and like using the trident as a thing, just
Yeah.
and 3d6 piles into it. 3, 8, 10. 10 lightning damage. Kind of, so like aggressively plunge it in and then just
Yeah.
like a cattle prod as well.
Look, it's starting to look kind of torn up and severely roughed up, especially with that lightning that's just coursed through it.
Correct.
Do you stay here?
Forgive me. Is he still canning near me?
Yeah.
Is that the nearest
Moving at
interesting
half the
thing?
Speed, well, half the speed of anyone who's walking and a quarter of anyone who's running.
Yeah. Wow.
You get closer, I can heal you.
Yeah. Yeah, I am looking. I'm in a spot of bother. I will. But that's that. But he's the most interesting point of contact for me right now, isn't it? There's not much else.
The closest, yes.
Yeah.
You
But, like,
similarly, there is fire over there.
There's fire over
probably
there.
Phoebe.
Fire over there. Phoebe probably did that, and there's this big old rumbling noise is
Yeah.
coming from.
And also, there are 3 very distinctive-looking individuals, one of whom has the full mask cloak, who are all running in one unified direction.
Towards me or away?
Away from you. They're kind of curving around in front and then down that rock bridge, which is kind of
Okay.
across from you.
Towards the weird dome.
Yeah. In that case, yeah, I'm gonna take a punt on running towards that weird rock bridge thing, because I've clearly taken a chunk out of these guys. I will. Yeah. I suppose I eat an attack.
Sure. I mean, that's a 13.
No.
Yeah.
Put
and
politely.
The one on the floor is having such a rough time of it. Like,
Yeah.
you're able to get round.
Something I'd like to. This is purely flavour, but something I'd like to try is that as it kind of reaches out and does it, some manifestations of my AC, it literally just passes through the water on my. I legit. I'm gonna do a bit out of it. I don't have bones. I am water manifested into itself, and legit. Sometimes if I time it right, stuff can just go through me, and it kind of on this occasion that happens.
Nice.
Cool.
Tender.
Phoebe, is that you that made the fire?
You're like,
I am going
You're
via
shouting
him.
this 'cause
I'm
you're
going
like-
via him.
Get the fuck I'm going to clock one. Unarmed strike. That's all I've got.
sure.
Just a little unarmed strike.
You've not had a great campaign, have you?
No. It's going to all pay off one day.
If you live that long.
Tom.
Wow.
We're going to bond this time, guys.
Tom.
Good bond.
I've never really done unarmed strikes before because I've usually been quite a better character. So
I believe, though, anyone at the table or in the audience who knows for sure, feel free to correct. It's roll a d20, add your strength,
And your proficiency.
and your proficiency, and it'll be a d4.
Nope.
So unless
it's
you're a
just
monk or
one.
something, it's one
just
plus
one.
1 plus
it
strength.
says +2 on here.
Is maybe because of your strength.
Yeah.
It's 1 plus strength according to Beyond's
plus strength.
unarmed thing.
Okay.
But that's the damage.
So roll a
the roll
d20.
is
So roll a d20. It's all moot anyway. 'Cause
it doesn't hit.
I think the problem is you're trying to punch one of them whilst the other one is still on that arm.
You let me punch you, mate.
Yeah.
Attack me.
Do you
Let
say
me
attack?
go.
Do you say attack me?
He said the tiefling was one of them. That's me.
Do you do anything else? You've got bonuses.
Yeah.
You're a bard. I had inspiration.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to save some of them because.
For what?
I've got other cool shit I can do with my bardic stuff. But
True.
like cutting words, kind of handy down to the wire.
Oh
things.
yeah, it's gonna
Can you not see the people coming towards, running round the rock bridge?
Yes, you're able to see them because the rock bridge is basically to the right-hand side of the cave mouth that you were looking at.
Well, I'm gonna do what I did last combat encounter and just draw fire, which worked real well last time. I'll just be like, tremble before me! I am the leader! Miss Mary Kang! Oh, you.
Please
I don't
don't.
even need to get rid of these zombies. They are but piffle to me.
Oh, you suck.
Roll performance.
It's not good. It's a...
No, it wasn't, was it?
No. I mean, yeah, I think I performed my dice roll. So that is a 12.
I'm gonna say the reason that's so bad,
Yeah.
or it's not great,
It's because you used the word piffle.
is yeah, you're using words like piffle, and just even though it's not its turn yet, the head of this horrible, skittering, huge. Imagine like kind of almost a bit like a dragon, but no wings, and the body's elongated out, and there's more legs than there should be.
Gotcha.
Great.
Is starting to crown out of this cave.
Tremble before me!
And this huge thing is climbing on the ceiling out of this cave mouth. A behir for anyone who knows monsters.
Oh, good.
It's like
I
a
don't.
centipede snake.
That kind of thing.
Centipede snake.
Phoebe.
Quite snake-like.
Phoebe. Phoebe.
Half man,
Cool.
half zombie,
Phoebe.
half another zombie!
Phoebe. Phoebe. Are you holding my bag of holding?
I did indeed.
Yes.
Yes.
No,
Which
no.
means you have a bag of holding with lots of things in. Just so you know, lots of things, including the giant sword.
Which do not touch.
I'm not touching that though.
No, I'm not saying that you should
Make it
use
like
the giant sword.
21.
I'm just saying that if there's anything that you need, I've got a bag with everything in it.
Thank you.
What would you like to do, Phoebe?
I have a crossbow.
But to be fair, she knows how that works.
Yeah.
As awesome as I'm sure your bag of holding is, I feel
Wow.
like no.
Wow.
I feel that Phoebe would be. Phoebe is slightly scared of aware because Phoebe doesn't understand what's
Aware
going
is
on,
a
and
spooker.
aware is clearly much cooler, which is deeply upsetting.
Selection of tiny cakes. It's fine.
How would that help?
What? Okay, we'll come back to that. Put a pin in that. You said cake. Anyway, so crossbow bolts out, fine. Crossbow bolts in, fine.
No.
Damn. Well, I don't know that.
Yeah, you don't necessarily know that. I'll let you roll Arcana. If you roll high enough, you'll figure it out.
Okay.
And it won't be your action or anything.
Okay.
It's just whether you've encountered one of these before.
Oh, 18?
It's one of them tiny huts. Stuff comes out, stuff can't go in.
Just to be clear, it's not actually a tiny hut. It's just the spell's called tiny hut.
Yes, called tiny hut.
Not this cute little hut.
It's like this little dome.
Okay.
Is that where do we
I'm
know
not
that's
a
where the
little
crown
egg.
is? No, only you know that.
Only I, and I don't have a way of communicating it with you. Because I don't have...
Yelling?
How do you know that?
Well, the only way in which Phoebe knows that is the fact that
Everyone's running
in
towards
her
it.
vision as well. It was quite obviously the center point of
Cool.
power, energy, things that were happening here.
Cool,
So it's a fair assumption to make. And yes, the significant people who are not zombies seem to be running towards it.
And there are 3 significant people.
On the rock bridge, yes.
Yeah, cool. So
Just at the other end.
I use Scorching Ray.
What's the range on Scorching Ray?
120 feet.
Sure. Is it to individuals? Do you have multiple rays that you can
Yes,
hit
I
different?
create 3 rays of fire and hurl them at targets within range. I can hurl them at 1 target or several.
Okay, go for it. Is this one to each?
Ideally, yes. If
Okay.
that's all right.
Go for it.
So, I'm having fun with D&D Beyond. Do I just use my? Oh no. Do I just use my wisdom?
It's your. Oh.
Do I have to make saves?
No, it's spell attack rolls.
Okay, make
Sorry.
3 spell attack rolls, please.
Oh no. Here we go again.
Sure,
On my
3d20s.
own.
Oh, no.
Okay, 3d20s.
Yep, 3d20 rolls for me.
I'm doing 2 at once. 16, 19, and another 19.
God damn it, they all hit.
Whoa.
And I had more to
Oh,
that.
you add more to it as well.
Okay, cool.
It doesn't matter, you've already hit.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Yeah.
Phoebe just comes out of nowhere in these fights.
Flying.
It's 2d6.
Flying paladin is a big mood.
So I hit
Cleric.
all of them, or 2 of them.
All of them.
Okay, may I borrow someone else's?
Yep.
Because I've got. Okay.
Whilst all this is happening, fear me!
2d.
I've been nailing the
I
shit
think
out of
so
a
at
single
this
zombie.
point. 2d6 each. Awesome. So,
Oh no.
Don't actually do that! No one does that!
cool. So,
Full sideshow Bob.
2d6 each.
So,
So, I would like to do 12 points of damage.
Yep.
And then
7.
7 points of damage.
Yeah.
And then 6 points of damage. Can I choose who gets the 12?
Sure.
Cool. So there was Krisha.
There's Red Dragonborn Krisha, there is Tiefling
Dalsidius.
Mantra, and there is Mysterious Person in Mask and Cloak.
Yeah, mysterious person. Nah, you're flammable. You're wearing a lot of cloth. So I would like to 12 points of damage at mysterious person.
Yep, I already guessed.
And then the next, so 7, I would like to be for the messenger, and then.
Yep.
And
You're
then.
literally shooting the messenger.
Yes. Yes. And then 6 to. Who cares?
Okay,
Yeah, that's how I feel right now.
so it is back to
Thank you for the dice.
the individuals. How's this is going to try and get out again?
Um,
Oh, that's a 15 on the dice.
Are you attacking them?
Did they succeed?
I mean, that's a 16.
Yeah, they're
strength.
getting out.
Yep. Okay, so make your attack.
7.
That does not hit.
Probably not.
It's not great
Hang-
being
hang
a
on.
dog.
Do you attack as they get out or while they're still restrained?
It was
no,
if
it
they
was
get free, so
Yeah,
it's
I
them
have
free.
them.
So Houstis is gonna try and go at Ratha.
Yep.
With the short sword. That's a nat 20.
No, it isn't.
Oh.
Unsettling visage. And it's particularly unsettling because it's her partner.
What does that do to my roll?
You roll again. Disadvantage.
6.
Doesn't hit. As
He has
As you
something for
break
that.
this woman's heart further.
That's so much worse. Is that like it was a nat 20, she would have had you, and then you're like, no.
That bit from it
Yeah,
out.
she just kind of pulls back,
I love the dice.
probably realizing that you're one of the people who, realizing Amara's not alive.
Ah.
Yep.
Okay,
Meh.
so then the individuals who are
Okay.
on that bridge, they are just going to run. They're still going to run even though things are on fire, kind of, and
They
been
are on
burnt.
fire.
Yeah, they're going to use all their movement to get pretty much up to where you are. And they are shouting, drop the hut, drop it now. We need to go now. And the hut is dropped. You see 2 more warriors in there
Oh,
with a crown. Then the Bahia climbing out of its immense cave. Yep, very much like that. Is going to go for the thing that is loudest.
Why am I running towards you?
It's going to attempt to constrict you first.
Oh,
Fucking Christ.
That's a 16.
What is it against? Because probably.
Your AC It's a special type of attack that it has.
Sure.
Oh, good.
Yeah, sure.
Special type.
This thing is very big.
Yeah, that does it. That'll do it. I'm
Way out of your pay grade.
Wait, no, I have a real question. Because he's linked with the zombies.
Yes.
Does it crush the zombies as well?
What I'm gonna say is, I'm gonna roll damage. Okay. If the damage that I roll is enough, like it's gonna be like you have a damage threshold, and the threshold is the zombies that are either side of you.
Oh.
I like that. Thank you.
And a bread.
Okay.
And a David Alwyn sandwich.
Yep, somehow. So that is 10, and that is 21. That is 27. That is 33.
Oh no, friend.
I'm going to say that is to each zombie on each side. You are lucky because they are not quite dead.
So then you start taking the damage. Okay.
So, yeah, at the moment, things work.
I'm saying that's how things work. Yeah.
However, it tries to kind of go at you, and at the moment it's just tangling, and it's the entire body is kind of wrapping around you and these two zombies. Little parts of their body are just kind of like popping either side of you.
Come on.
I love the panto audience we have tonight.
Back to Aware.
Just like
So she is out,
Yep.
and she is attacking.
Yes.
Yeah. Has been trying to attack.
I will rear up on my hind legs, ball out my tongue, fart, and cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Oh my god.
My favorite spell.
This is a wisdom save, right?
It is.
Oh, I'm sorry. I kind of wish I'd failed, but it's a 19.
Yeah, that
Halstus just gives a look like this is grossly inappropriate given the emotional
There is nothing
state
funny about
that she
this.
is in. Unfortunately. If anything, makes her angrier. Is there anything else you'd like to try and do?
She's having a day.
hide.
Sure.
I'm gonna hide behind the crate.
You can hide. Ratha.
You could just leave.
No, I can't. Combat.
You have a scroll in your hand.
You want me to cast Dominate Monster on this person after everything else I've done to them?
Who's the real monster
What?
here?
I didn't. So, I was maybe thinking of the actual monster, but
How am I going to cast it on the monster if there's literally someone trying to kill me? Can I see the monster out the window?
yes, you can see it just through the little.
Make the monster eat the other people.
I could genuinely do that.
It was their fail
Do
safe
it.
for if anything went wrong.
Yeah, but there's someone right in front of me.
Kill him.
True.
I am very concerned.
You know what the narrative wants you to do.
It's a character-based
You
role-playing
can
game.
feel it.
Can the Behir please make a charisma saving throw?
It's great at parties.
Over here rolls a 6.
Well, the Behir is charmed by me.
Right.
It's look out the window, look at the scroll, and just while this person just go.
Yeah.
I now control the Behir.
Yep.
I have a telepathic link with it. I can issue commands. I can specify simple or general course of actions. I can use my action to take control of the person. I don't do that. Okay. I telepathically ask for help.
Oh, okay. Just help. It's not the smartest,
So
it might want a little bit
come
more.
over here into this hut. I need help.
Okay.
Jaya.
That's what you said.
Facing so many.
We'll get to that.
I haven't seen you!
Get to that in a moment.
And do I have a bonus? I do not.
Nope.
Yep.
Polaris.
Has it reacted in any way to that?
You see like a shift of the head that is looking directly at that hut. which seems odd because it was very focused
My
on
companions
grabbing
are in
things.
there. That's bad.
Yeah, you don't know that it's been
No,
resolved.
No.
I had a turn. I'm going to do the turn. As I run, I
Please
would.
don't do lightning
Hey,
things. Free
hey.
action speaking.
Hey,
I am
hey,
in here.
Tom, do you see Phoebe in danger?
Do I? Where's Phoebe?
You can see Phoebe in danger.
I'm definitely.
There's
What kind
more
of
like
danger are you in?
scorching rays appear, and you
Yeah.
can trace them back to where she
Okay.
stands.
But I'm much closer to
Yes.
this and someone
However,
stuck
there is
inside an
like over
enormous
here
rock.
and
Yeah.
2 zombies between you
Yeah.
and Tender.
Yeah, but it's how the fuck do I? Gee,
Can we
please.
say that it loosens its grip on Tender?
It's gonna get to its turn, and then it will be moving. But
Right.
right now,
Just
Yeah,
had a bad day.
it has. I'm just looking at my actions. I think.
Can you lubricate me in some way?
No. Have you not got corpse juice all over you
You're
already?
You're like a watery, salty guy, right? Make me
Okay.
wet. Maybe I'll just slip out.
Phrasing.
So many. So
I
many
would
issues.
like to. I think I'm running. I was running towards you. You got
Yeah.
constricted.
yep.
I'm gonna fire a shock bolt at this thing.
Oh, no.
And yeah, I'll do that.
Roll attack.
That is a 12.
Fortunately, just goes wide.
I think I action surge and do it again. Just
Okay.
Mate.
He doesn't know.
No, I know.
that's a 19.
That does hit.
Okay.
This is what happens
Shock
if we
bolt.
don't
What kind
meditate.
of damage is
It's
that?
lightning.
Unfortunately, it's immune to lightning damage.
There we go. So it doesn't take.
Oh,
It just
Whatever
the
that would've
shock
been.
bolt goes
That would have been
in
17 damage. Great.
and just
Um,
dissipates within it. It just kind of takes it in.
In which case, well, I've used my action surge. I haven't. My iPad's decided to lose access to the internet, so we'll just have to pretend that. But that means I use my action surge to do that.
Yeah.
And then in that case, I just draw my trident, keep running towards it and you.
Yep.
And
You can get like right up next to it.
yeah, and use second wind to get myself some healings.
Sure. Tender.
it's not loosened its grip.
Not yet. No.
In which case, I am. Can I see Phoebe?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
gonna allow
in
you
which
to.
case, I'm just gonna. I guess I'm try and do a strength check to get out of this bound situation. But if I'm bound, I don't know if that's something I can get out of.
You can try to escape.
Let's try. You know.
You never know. You might roll well.
Yeah, I rolled a 12, and that with my skill modifier would be. Is it a strength?
Yes.
That's an 11.
No.
You know.
No. Tender's still having a bad day.
Yeah,
Any bonuses you want to
do
use
a
there,
little
bud?
bonus- Do a little bonus action to be like, Phoebe, I'd sing you a song, but I can't really breathe. So just take it from me. I'm being very inspiring right now.
I think.
That was very impressive what you did. All right,
Thank you.
Phoebe, so okay.
don't go mad with power though. You know,
Stop
take it
me.
easy.
Um,
Also help.
Also help.
okay, so
I'm just gonna retcon something. Oh yeah, no, sorry, no, because the hat has already dropped. I wanted to make sure it had.
yes, that's dropped. Yes. Cool.
2 people in front of you, crown as well, and 3 coming from the side.
Great.
The rope bridge just hits that breaking point and swings.
Okay, how close are they to this crown?
Oh, they are holding onto it.
Mother. Okay.
I can get it
Cool.
off them. I just need to get near.
What I would like to do. I'm still floating above them.
Still fine.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I cast Flaming Sphere.
Okay.
Um.
What did they need to roll? What do you
Uh-oh,
need to roll?
why did that take 2 slots? There we go. So Flaming Sphere is a save for them.
Okay, is this on the people with the crown?
Basically, it's around the people with the crown, and if anybody runs into it, they take damage.
How big is the sphere?
The sphere is 5 foot diameter.
Oh, okay.
So that's about the right size for 2 people holding onto a thing.
What can I save?
Dex.
So that is a 15 and a 6.
Nope. So, any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere, so that's on the side and inside, must make a dexterity saving throw. They take 2d6 fire damage on failed saves. So could I have 4d6? Wait, so there's 2 people inside. How many people are outside and how close are they?
There's 3 people, but they were about 10 feet away because they were at the edge of the hut.
Cool. So I just need 2d6 for now. Okay, so that's 9 points of damage to each, please.
Cool. You create this flaming sphere and it continues, yes?
Yes.
And there is a big beacon that basically goes, Phoebe was here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Was here. This is on fire.
I am here. And yeah, it basically ignites flammable objects not being worn or carried.
Okay. Yep.
Is the
So-
crown? Oh, it's been carried.
Is it?
It's also
Yeah.
also metal.
Okay. Yeah, I'm comfortable with that.
Yep.
That's my turn.
The
Hot
here
crown.
suddenly
crown.
unwinds from around you, but still this horrible skittering as it uses its incredibly long body to go directly up to the hut to try and help however it can. The individuals that you see in front of you start basically, this is an interesting one of how this is going to work. Yeah, to be honest, Krisha takes out 2 scrolls, hands one to the tiefling, hands one to the person with the mask. You see them unfurl them and they start casting stone shape, which will only take an action, and start forming this kind of archway. It looks faintly familiar, almost like one of the archways from the monument that you saw in the courtyard beforehand. Specifically, only one. And this kind of archway, it is being formed in the place that is on fire.
Okay.
They are being very specific about where this thing goes, and this archway forms above. As the individuals who were inside the sphere, they attempt to leave it. Is there any kind of issue? Do they take more damage from that?
So when they try to leave,
No, it's only if they end their
it doesn't
turn.
say. It just says if they end their turn within 5 feet.
Okay, they will use their movement to get out of that space.
Did you focus it on the crown?
Yeah, basically I focused it.
Can you focus it on an object, or is it just on a space?
It moves. It just
It
moves.
can move.
Okay.
So if you focused it on the crown.
I focused it on the crown.
Okay, they still holding the crown, exit, give it to the person who
With a
was,
mask.
after they've cast stone shape, the person with the mask and the hooded cloak, hand this to them. The others take the, so it's 66,
2d6.
because the others are next to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. 66. But this person is still holding onto this crown now, the individual in the hooded robe. And
This is
we are
ridiculous. Okay, not as good, but still okay.
I mean,
So, one person gets 10, another person gets 8, another person gets 7.
Okay.
Thank you.
What you hear is 2 of them begin to scream.
Wait, another one.
A slightly as they like, I don't know, jump up and down from being on fire, and back to aware. There's now this huge thing that
is
is.
the behir like breaking into the building?
It
Attacking?
is trying. It is trying to get. It was told to go into the hut, so it's trying to get into the hut. There is not a door big enough, so just
Is it attacking the? So it's attacking the hut.
yeah.
Okay. And it's not strong enough to just. It's wattle and daub.
It's one door, but it's only just getting just up to it. It's
Oh, I
still
see.
its speed is still only like 50 feet.
Alright.
So it kind of gets up to it, and it's just nose against wall.
Aww.
So I've just seen you try to kill somebody that's restrained,
Yes.
and then summon whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell, I'm running.
Okay.
I will try to get past the creature.
Past creature, sure. You can go past, like, House isn't going to even try. House's focus is on you.
Yeah.
And you're going to try and go past the creature. Creature has just been told to help, hasn't been told to attack anything. So you can just leg it out there.
Okay, so once I am out, what do I see? What's closest to me?
You see, to be honest, you see a campsite where people have left, and you see things on fire.
And me floating above the thing on fire.
Yep.
What are these two?
These two, you see, Tender is kind of just like slightly slumped on the ground next to two zombies, and Polaris next to Tender.
Are they within my motion range?
No, I mean, well, if you dash, then 60, so you can get kind of up to them.
All right.
Yeah, 'cause that's where the hits come from.
I will dash up to them.
Dog runs up to you. Ratha.
Right. Can she please make a wisdom saving throw?
14, so that is a 15.
Just passes.
Yep.
Yeah, in front of me, there's a sort of strange rippling in the air, and I suddenly look quite monstrous, like all of the features are extended, and I'm trying to use Fey Presence, but it doesn't work.
Is there anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
I stand exactly where I am, and I command the Behir to kill her.
Okay. Polaris.
Hi.
More things are on fire, but the Behir has randomly gone away.
Naffed off.
And there's also a dog.
What happens to the zombies?
Zombies, they aren't dead again.
Yeah.
At least let me go.
But yes.
Because that's my priority. I head over to this
Yeah, they are slumped.
ancient
They are
sack of
slumped
shit.
on the ground and
Yeah.
so kind of
Yeah.
like broken and battered by this point. They're not any threat.
Fine. In which case, yeah, with an eye on the Behir, really not really taking. I move over to you and kind of give you a. Yeah, that's it.
That's Phoebe. Something's on fire. It's Phoebe. Let's go.
Oi.
Do
Are
you
you
both?
You all right?
Yeah, I'll manage. Come on.
Are you both dashing?
Yeah, we'll dash
Okay,
towards.
so
Cool.
we need to
If
get
you
some
dash,
things
you'll
that are
get
happening.
quite close.
Yeah.
You'll be
Right.
within range.
We do that then.
Cool. Tender, do you want to use any bonuses after your dash?
No. No.
If I've come up to them, I still had bonus action to dash again. So if they
We'll just.
I'll allow that. Yeah,
fall
absolutely.
then as soon as they go.
And our little dog too.
Finally, teamwork.
You said there'd be bonding. It's 10 to 11.
Don't worry, I do have an endpoint, and it's very
in the
close.
same direction. Finally.
Phoebe,
Yes. Who's holding the crown?
the robed master figure.
Right. I don't have a ton of tricks, and I think this is starting. And they were hurt badly. I gave them 12 points of damage.
The master figure is the only one who didn't scream.
Okay.
Has no.
Great. Oh no. What if they're resistant? It doesn't matter. I wouldn't think about that. Okay. I'm going to. Oh, how mean am I? I'm thinking about this, but I don't. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna fireball.
Okay.
That's 8d6 damage. They have
Is
to
that
make a
on
dex.
The group of.
So it's yeah.
40-foot radius.
Yeah. Dex.
Okay.
Are you within 40 foot? Can I see them within 40 foot? That will-
Yes, they are now. They're within like.
Then I
20
can't.
foot.
You can
angle it. You can definitely center it so you
Yeah.
won't.
Okay,
catch
I would
the
like
others.
to do that then.
Okay.
Okay. Can they all make a dex saving throw, please?
Sure. What is the DC for this?
Says dex 16.
Okay, so that's 1 pass, 1 fail. That is 2 fails and 1 pass. So 3 of them fail.
Great.
8d6.
Thank you.
So
This is silly.
fail. Is this all the damage they're taking?
Yeah. Oh no. That's not great.
Oh, that's not great. Okay, well, it's more than it could have been. That's cocked.
That's fair.
Okay, so,
18, 24.
so yeah, everybody
24
takes 24 on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. Did you
one
just say
of the
Jesus?
warriors collapses.
How
in just a heap.
how does Cloak look?
Cloak looks fine. Yeah, and it
No.
is indeed onto Cloak and others. Because of story stuff, I'm going to go to Cloak and people.
Okay.
Basically, Cloak, who is holding this crown, places it just where these two struts at the top of stone are about to close to make a doorway, puts the crown there, shouts two orders, and you can hear a very specific voice. You just hear, "Another scroll," and also just the shout of the gems. And
The gyms?
the
Gems.
gems. Gems. The Dragonborn looks around Krisha, looks for the scroll and the gems, finds the scroll. Can't find the gems.
Payoff!
Doggy-based payoff.
We acted like it was a side mission. It was the main mission.
The scroll is read out by Krisha, and this.
Sorry. No. It ignites flammable objects in the area.
There's a scroll.
That
Flammable
aren't-
magic scroll. But they're being carried.
Okay.
It's being carried,
Yeah.
and it is magical.
Yeah.
I totally understand, though.
It would have been cool. Oops.
Krisha casts
Oh no!
Stone shape.
God!
Krisha casts stone shape,
Beams.
and the crown is subsumed into this archway. It is locked in. It is covered. You can see slight spikes of it round the outside. But Krisha has looked for these gems and can't find them. It says, I don't know where they are. And so,
Mushy.
and as this entire outcrop is on fire, with you just about to command that a monster kill
Yep.
someone who is looking at another person who is the image of her lover.
Yep.
As you all approach to see this crown, the one that you were meant to get, fused into an archway that looks strangely like one of the archways from the small circle that you saw in that courtyard. That is where we are going to pause tonight. So, I'm aware that we ran slightly over. Thank you so much for sticking through with us. There was a lot going on there. We are Adventurers Wanted. We do a variety of live shows, stream shows. This show is streamed on twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted on the first Wednesday of every month. Last Wednesday of every month on the same channel, we have Mixtape, which is a different RPG each month. We also have, just finishing off in a couple of weeks, Agents of the Nine Hells, which is DM'd by Chris and is streamed on twitch.tv/D&D and is sponsored by the wonderful D&D Beyond to boot. I am going to throw to Griff first and let the lovely people who have played at this table plug things that they are doing or even just themselves.
You can find any information on current gigs or new projects on my Twitter. That's the Sarah Griffin.
I work with Chloe.
If you are free on Thursday evening, my solo show Polaris is on at the Canada Water Theatre. It is a fun, foodie, queer trip around the world trying to find home. Beyond that, I'm a poet. Follow me on Twitter at Chala Out Loud, the bread and then out loud.
And the show is awesome.
Thank you.
I'm not free on Thursday. I'm me. I'm not allowed to talk about a lot of the things I'm doing for stupid contractual reasons. But you should go and see Secret Cinema. Why not?
Yeah.
If you get a chance.
Unrelated.
Unrelated.
Maybe you'd enjoy it. I hear it's all right. Thanks.
last month I plugged Crisis What Crisis, a very fun, immersive show that Chloe and I are both in. It is now sold out, but it has 1 week left if you know anyone who's going, which is very thank you to everyone who watched and clearly bought a ticket. It is going to be back next year, so please keep an eye out for it. Also, please don't vote Conservative next week. Thank you.
Also, if you want to keep up with what Adventurers are doing, it's at Adventurers250 on Twitter. We also have a Patreon where you'll get, say, this as a one-shot and free tickets to these shows, things like that, which is patreon.com/adventurerswanted. One thing left to do. Poe, do you have remaining... Does everyone have, like, a little tag with a number on it?
1 to 13 have been taken.
1 to 13? Does anyone not have a tag?
Everyone gets to play.
Does anyone not have a tag? Everyone's got a tag. Okay.
You could have a dream.
I'm going to roll a dice, but I'm going to ignore if it goes over 13 and re-roll. Number 7.
Hey!
There is a lovely maker who has supported us, the Thornless Rose, at @TR_leathercraft, and you get one of these beautiful dice trays and this lovely set of dice and these stickers. Okay. Thank you so much. They'll probably call last orders really soon, so dash down if you want a drink. We're going to close up. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.